I don't know if you guys saw in Twitch, but somebody redeemed a villain reroll.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Wait a second.
Ew.
Lost Stripes Gaming redeemed it.
That's
not
cheating.
What are you doing? Whose side are you on?
When has
think we know
Jerome
now.
ever rolled badly? Pixar didn't happen, Jerome.
Yeah.
I know. That's what I'm talking about. You always roll good. Like, we need to take Jerome to Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You're playing craps with D10s.
Hey, that's a D12. Cheater.
Okay. So it wasn't reading my microphone in the stream software for a moment.
Ooh, I'm
Even though it
taking
was
notes
before.
tonight.
So
Oh.
Davey is taking notes. Who is doing recap?
I did notes last time, so you guys can hear the 25-minute George recap.
Sweet.
Because I take...
no.
Yeah. Okay.
That's time to die.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So. Okay. So here we go. The legacy minus Shone, who is still in Coma Town, traveled to Amarillo, Texas. Let's see. It is only partially orbitally bombarded, not as bad as other parts because it's not as big of a city. We were trying to find Dr. Dynamo so we can get him some components and some plans in order to build up devices to help the resistance around the world. Let's see. We fly through the city, doing our best to help. We discover the Southwest All Stars are essentially creating like a big dome and dealing with the relief. We make the option to help, or we take the chance to help them in order to speed things along. Red Arsenal begins the very heroic mission of trying to find a vehicle to steal. Let's see. We rescued a van full of kids that were on their way to a amusement park before things went bad. Rescued them. Almost went Sling Blade there. Let's see. And then after returning to back to the safety dome, we helped out Dr. Dynamo and then he's building the transceiver, a tachyon transceiver. And then let's see. Oh God, where's the information for it? Collapsing Star arrives with his new best friend, a giant talking black and purple dinosaur who rides a space motorcycle. Just like you do. Let's see. We also learned that the flagship has arrived. Tyrex is here. We considered making Tyrex sick, but then Jerome laughed at us. I wrote that in the notes. So that's important. See, Tyrex's ship is called the Planet Killer. We make some. Let's see. The orbital bombardments have ceased, and so now we're believing that the invasion is about to happen, and we think it's going to happen in New York City.
Get a rope.
Yeah. Yeah, it's appropriate. We're in Texas. Let's see. Shone's out of a coma. We return to New Prussia to figure out what we can do next. Shone is out of Coma Town. Let's see. They're trying to repair Ixion's ship. Let's see. I think we were okay. I really should have read this ahead of time. Let's see. Xenofreeze and Lightbringer attempt to find a cure for a bioweapon that can wipe out huge areas in a short amount of time. Let's see. Oh yeah, no, that's the Yeah, that's the thing that Rosikowski has been injected with. Sorry, I was like skipping ahead to make this less than an hour. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, we meet up with President Jurgen, who looks tired as heck. We report our findings. We think the first wave is going to happen in Manhattan, and we decide that we are going to try to infiltrate a small team into the Planet Killer once Tyrax lands and try to take over his ship. Let's see. Yeah, so we decided to split up. We debated on where we essentially like creating a distraction for the ships, so that way they would attack that place instead of like Manhattan or the small crew that is heading in. In the end, we decided to go with the space station because it's not on Earth. Let's see. Oh yeah, the president doesn't think we should use the space station, but he's not our real dad, so it doesn't matter what he thinks. And let's see. Yeah, so Hyperion, Shonen Lightbringer are going to be on stealth team. Ixion, Red Arsenal, and Pulsar are on team punch Tyrax in the mouth. And yeah, we're going to punch Tyrax in the mouth.
Noted. Okay. Okay, so I've got Pulsar, Lightbringer, Xenofreeze, and you said Red Arsenal?
No, so it's Hyperion, Shone, and Lightbringer were on the mission to deliver the virus to the ship. Ixion, Red Arsenal, and Pulsar are going to go to New York to face Tyrax.
So I have... So just to because you keep saying Ixion, it's Xenofreeze, but that's okay. So Pulsar, Xenofreeze, and Red Arsenal are on the ground.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And then the rest are up, and away.
Right.
Okie doke. So last we left off, you guys have finalized your plans. And just to reiterate, you guys are going to use the space station as a distraction.
Yeah, we're going to use our station so that it can mess with the Deridian fleet's comms, including the Planet Killer. That way, comms on Earth still work. So it gives us that benefit because it should be able to just point its disruption at the fleet rather than Earth, hopefully.
Okay. And then once that happens, all of you are... Well, you're basically doing the Scooby-Doo and splitting the teams to go investigate.
Right.
Okay. All right. So everybody is starting to congregate at this point. They don't know where exactly, but they know it's coming. So some military forces are being pulled into the New York City area. Primarily for relief and also to try and thwart off any soldiers that might be descending down. You have received word that teams such as, I need to get my, I don't know if I should put them all down here. Yeah. So other teams that are around the globe, such as, the Sentinels of Liberty, the Southwest All-Stars, Tri-County Titans, the Terrific League, Southern Centurions, all of them, they're kind of working their respective regions, but also trying to go to hotspots around the United States or nearby, if they happen to be closer to like Canada or Mexico, to try and help where help is needed most, as well, obviously, as the militaries of the various governments. Some heroes are actually not with their respective teams because they have deemed it too important to stand with their nations. For example, Israeli Shield is in... most of the UN forces have broken off to go help their respective countries. So Israeli Shield is obviously helping, attempting to help the Middle East and Israel. The People's Might has gone back to Russia to try and assist his country. Taser is still hanging around because he's from United States. Not sure where exactly he's at, but he's around, probably embedded with one of the other smaller teams. Northwind from the Guardians, as well as Vanguard from the Justice Legion, have fallen back to Canada to try and help protect their respective countries. From the Justice Legion, Monarch, Lady Superbia, Odysseus, Prince Tidebreaker, and Communique have all shown up. Obviously, Pulsar, Xenofreeze, and Red Arsenal are here. You guys are rallying at this point under, we'll say, under one of the business buildings nearby, just to try and stay hidden, out of sight, out of mind, and let basically everything unfold and Tyrax descend in what you're hoping is to be his hubris. So you guys are the initial force that is going to be trying to fend him off. Obviously, President Albrecht is here, which doesn't sit all that well with the Justice Legion. There's obviously clear tension there. There is backup on its way. They're not sure when they're coming, but the backup is Black Mass, Thor, and Amazing Grace. So you still got some heavy hitters there. At any rate,
okay.
As the somebody just say something.
It's just saying okay.
Okay, I'm just making sure because it was kind of soft, and I want to make sure that volume levels are okay.
Gotcha.
Anyway, so for the ground forces at this point, you guys are obviously waiting for Tyrax to set down, and then commence with the Tachyon disbursement to jam their communications, and then commence with the fighting. So at this point, and sorry, I should also note, even though they are fairly certain that Tyrax is going to be attacking downtown New York, it's not like they can evacuate everybody. So there are people even down where you guys are at, just huddled and trying to find safe places to hide from all the potential destruction. Bridges and whatnot are completely blocked off because of cars and nobody can get anywhere. Subways are running, but there's only so many people that can get on them, obviously. So it's pandemonium already before anything has happened. And I mean, there is some damage to the city from the orbital bombardment, but like I pointed out a couple games ago, it isn't super accurate. It's like taking, it doesn't have to be per se, but it's not super accurate. So there is some damage. Some buildings have fallen. There is some rubble around and whatnot, but for the most part, that's what you're looking at on ground level. And at this point, while you guys are waiting, and you've got like the CDC as well as National Guard kind of partnering up, trying to get people down below, further down into sub levels and into and potentially trying to make their way underground away from the main part of the city as best as possible, to try and get them safe in shelters. But at this point, with everybody getting ready, and you do receive notice that there does seem to be activity from the ship. So everybody at this point down below is gearing up and getting ready to do their thing. Jurgen turns to everybody who's assembled, and he says, "I was forged in war. My name once whispered as a specter of division and of conquest, but I have learned. The past is a weight we all carry, but we need not. It need not be a chain. We have all seen the horrors of hatred, of power wielded without wisdom. We have all suffered in the shadows of old grudges and old wounds. But today we do not stand as enemies nor as relics of past mistakes. We stand as guardians of something greater, greater than ourselves. This world, our world, does not care for the blood that we have spilled or the banners we once flew. It cares only for its future. And that future is in our hands. Human, deviant, hero, villain. These are words that mean nothing in the face of annihilation. What matters is what we do now. What matters is that we stand together as one shield against the darkness. So let us set aside our scars, not in forgetfulness, but in resolve. Let us prove that we are more than what we were, more than the sins of our past. We are warriors, we are survivors, and today we fight for tomorrow." Which gives encouragement to those that are down there. They're still, kind of terrified, but they're fist bumping at this point. Because it sounds like, the big gun is truly on their side, sort of thing. Monarch ends up chiming in as everybody, to his, rally the troops speech. And he says, "Touching speech, old man, but forgive me if I don't start holding hands and singing just yet. I've seen too many necessary evils turn into just evil. You talk a good game about unity, but let's be real. Some of us were fighting for this world while others were trying to rule it. I'll stand against the apocalypse, sure, but I don't have to trust the company I'm keeping." And at that point, you could start to hear alarms going off as everything is basically people are starting to brace for impact. Lady Superbia turns to Monarch and says, "Enough, Monarch. We can't afford to tear each other down when the world itself is on the brink. When the world is on the brink. Suspicion has its place, but not at the cost of unity. President Albrecht has walked a long road to stand where he is today, just as we all have. We are not blind to the past, but neither can we be shackled by it. If we are to triumph, we must fight as one, not as fractured warriors nursing old wounds." And shortly, like within a couple seconds of that comment, there's a loud impact. And of course, everybody's like super freaked out, and hysteria starts taking over with the people down below as they all start cramming their way into doors to try to get deeper underground.
Okay. So then we have half the team who already there. The other half, I take it, would still be in New Prussia right
Correct.
now, or okay.
Which of us are there?
Well, who is going into space and who is taking on Tyrex? If you're taking on Tyrex, you heard the speech. You were there.
Okay. I would. Oh wait, I'm going into space. Okay. Well, before I leave, before he left, Lightbringer would have made a point to give him a hug and say, "Don't you dare die."
I'll try not to.
Same.
And he gives you a very big hug in return. You kind of get engulfed by his big body because you're much smaller than he is.
Because I'm a normal sized person.
But SMOL to him.
Right.
Small.
8-foot giant.
And with that, the group breaks out of the underground area where you were located, and he has decided to drop down right in Central Park. Determined to turn this into a gigantic wound, planet side.
Tyrax did, you say?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And he's standing there, lobbing stones and whatnot with his own powers, not even his hands, just wrecking things at random at this point, taunting any heroes to come out, and of course, the heroes show up. All right. Okay, I can undo that. All right, 1 second. Oh, you're not part of the fight. What am I doing? Actually, will be, but just to someplace else. And then Davey, George, and Derek. Okay. Davey, George, and Derek, start off by giving me initiative checks.
Well, let's go. Initiative. How do we do initiative again? Oh, no.
1d10.
1d10, and then you add something if you're...
Depends upon your intuition. The chart is
Yeah.
actually in the Supers chat.
Super chat. It is pinned.
Yes. So it
If
depends on
my-
what you have for intuition. So, for example, if you have an intuition between 11 and 20, you get a +1 to your modifier.
+1. All right. All right, so initiative. 1d10 +1. All right.
Xenofreeze is on 7s. Because I only have an intuition of 10, so I don't get the +1, correct?
That is correct.
Right.
Oh, I forgot you could roll for int. But anyway, I got a 9.
I
Red
got a 10.
Arsenal is 9. Yep.
Pulsar got a what?
I got a 10. I might be muted. Oh, no, I'm not. I got a 10.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. Hold on a second. Oh. Yeah. Woo.
Bless you.
Thank you. All righty. Okay, so what ends up happening? This probably makes sense. They have been a team much longer, so they have most of their team still down here. Justice Legion snaps up into action a little bit faster than the members of Legacy have. So they fly straight forward to press the attack. Now they actually have several heavy hitters in their particular group, and they move in to go hand to hand directly. Monarch flies directly into Tyrax at a very fast flying speed, connects with him, like right in the chest, just the double fist, boom, and you hear a loud clap. Like with each of these strikes, it's basically super strength slapping up against super endurance.
Right.
So these are thunderous strikes. It's like the clap
So
of
it's like that baseball scene in Twilight.
Sure. I haven't seen it in a long time.
Exactly
you?
like that.
Come on, Spider Monkey, let's go.
So Monarch, slams into him, and he's just laughing at this point. Lady Superbia flies up. She's got like energy crackling off her hands and smashes him as well. Odysseus, the Olympic demigod adventurer, jumps in as well. Grabbing, flying in to try to wrestle him down, grabbing a leg and sweeping him up under, knocking him down to the ground. Prince Tidebreaker, Prince of Atlantis and heir to the throne, jumps in. He does likewise. He ends up striking low, hitting somewhere in the back. I mean, these are, in some cases, you've actually gone toe to toe with these guys, so you know what they're bringing to the table. And it looks like Tyrax, he's just laughing right now. And then Communique takes a step back, and just as he kind of brushes everyone off, obviously they're still in mostly good health. The combat is just initiated. He just does one of these, and they all kind of get knocked back a couple feet. At that moment, Communique focuses her hands together, and you see this this burst of energy cascade off, like basically kind of come off her arms through her hands, and it looks very much like a waveform, like you would see electronics registering sound of some kind. That's how it emanates off of her body, and it actually sounds a lot like a very loud, almost a white static noise. That's her generating radio waves. It just and it strikes him, and cascades off his body at one point. And just as he knocks back the others, and he's about ready to say something. Tyrax is about ready to monologue. Right then, Albrecht comes up and goes, pop, right in his mouth.
No fair. I called it. I called dibs.
Oh, there's plenty more dibs to go around. So he gets hit. He slides back like 7 feet or so, and he kind of does one of these numbers, and he says, I see. There's some fight amongst you yet. It is now, at that point, George's action.
My name is Pulsar. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna pop him in the mouth.
Pulsar's gonna pulse.
Yeah. Because he's made of rock, right? I imagine fire is not gonna hurt him too much. But yeah, I'm just gonna so I'm gonna roll my fighting and see how many punches I can deliver.
Go ahead.
Okay, let's see if I remember exactly how to do this. Oh no, I didn't. Sorry.
You ball your hand up, and then you swing.
No, it's the rolling part. Like, yeah. Okay.
You hit it with the front 2 knuckles, right there.
Here we go.
Yep.
Okay, I got a green feet.
Okay, that what you're fighting?
MN 75.
That gives you 2 actions.
Okay, 2 punches. Take that, Jurgen. Yeah, I'm gonna fly in and I'm just gonna try to hit him twice.
Okay. Go ahead and roll your fighting at this point.
Okay, it's a yellow feet.
First one is a hit.
And then I'll roll again for the second hit. Yellow feet.
Nice. Bam, bam. So you fly up with the 1-2, kind of like Superman would do against Darkseid, flying right up on him.
Mm-hmm.
And so slapping him incredibly hard. And he reels back a second, and he just looks at you, Pulsar, and he says, "Aha, fresh meat." Davey.
Let's go. So, Red Arsenal is going to try and be sneaky about this, but he is going to try and run, get some cover, fire a psionic arrow.
Okay, so
At,
you're making yourself mobile. Go ahead and roll your agility.
Agility.
Uh-huh.
40. Do I get any column shifts? No. All right. No, nope. Exclamation point roll. Incredible is IN, right?
Yep.
No.
Okay.
Rolled a 2.
Go ahead and roll your fighting to see how many actions you get. Or wait a minute. What is your fighting?
Fighting is equal to excellent 20.
Okay, you're only going to get the 1. That's
Yeah.
fine. So go ahead and take your shot.
All right. Okay, so agility. You know what? Let me get because I get some column shifts. So, where is the book?
If you're using weapon specialization, I think you get 2 column shifts with your main weapon.
To your agility.
Yeah. Now, what is 2 column shifts from? Oh, where is it?
What's your agility again?
Agility is incredible.
So that puts you at MN 75.
MN. Here it is. I have the chart up, so this will not happen again. All right. Weapon specialization 2. Does marksman and archery also give me a column shift?
I don't know if they stack per se.
Okay, so then I'm just gonna roll it at MN then. Monstrous. MN. Okay. Wide feet.
Wow,
Yeah.
serious?
Yeah, 15. Nuts.
Okay, so
it just goes phew.
Yeah, unfortunately, so you're kind of running and you step on some uneven ground and your shot goes wide. Just
Yeah. That's my turn.
You end up hearing, Tyrax at that point yell, "Mediocre."
Reminds me of Shao Kahn from Mortal Kombat.
No, humility instead of fatality.
Yeah. All right. While we're doing that, let's see if archery and marksmanship stack.
While you're digging into that, so the next round goes to Derek.
Yes. So I am actually cold generation, not necessarily ice. I just want him to freeze solid. That's what I'm attempting.
Sure.
Because if rock bursts apart when it gets frozen with there's slight bits of water in there, then that can happen. So
go ahead and roll your agility.
My agility. All right. Red.
Nice.
Okay, so you connect with him and end up icing him up.
Mm-hmm.
At that point, there's a moment because Jurgen takes a step back, and at this point, the Justice Legion is recovering. And by the way, in the background, you were hearing like other signs of warfare and whatnot, like the police, National Guard, and whatnot. They're obviously encountering other landing ships in the distance, so it's not just you guys.
Alrighty.
So you hit him, encase him in ice. It gives the Justice Legion a second or two to pick themselves back up and get ready to get back in the fight, as he just takes like one step forward and the ice just shatters everywhere.
All right.
And so he's like looking around and is like, is that the best that you can do? Next round. So at this point, back to blue team. Gold team on the ground, blue team going into space.
Okay. So, yeah, we would send a tachyonic message because we now have one of those tachyonic transmitters with us. We go ahead and send that command to Universe to start jamming the communications of the bombardment fleet around Earth. And then give us confirmation once it's begun doing that.
Okay. So at this point, Universe obeys. And we'll let you know as soon as the systems have been recalibrated and the broadcast has begun.
Okay.
The system is down.
And I take it that I was able to finish creating the modified virus from Dr. October's takeover virus.
Let's give a roll.
Okay.
Spend karma. Spend
Yeah,
karma.
exactly. I'm looking to see how much I'll need. I got my reasoning amazing. I take it I can use like computer engineering or computer operation to bump that up a column shift?
Engineering, yeah.
Okay. All right, so it'll make it monstrous, and for that, so everybody, we are at 475 for the group available right now. At monstrous, if I wanted to guarantee a yellow, I'd have to spend 50. What do you guys think? Yep. All right. So we're doing it.
Wow.
109 red feet. All right.
So yes, you were able to finish that program.
Awesome. Okay. Then I turned to my sisters. I'm like, right, the moment that Universe has told us that it will be time to go will be the time to go. We can't waste any more time. At that moment, Shone, we'll need you to teleport us, if possible, directly onto the flagship, the Planet Killer, in orbit. As far as I know, you're the only one with a teleportative range to actually get there in one go. Do you think you'll be ready?
I hope so.
All right. And then turning to, I assume we have like computers and whatnot available. Do we have access to what the lunar base sees?
Yes.
Okay. So I try to get it or ask them to point it at the Planet Killer, and then I have Shown like watch that so that she can like kind of concentrate and get ready to know exactly where to teleport us, how far it is, and all that stuff. So she's
Okay.
got a moment or two to work on that. And then turning to Lightbringer, he goes, the moment before she teleports us, you'll need to cloak us and keep us that way. When we get there, the goal will be stealth. We don't know the exact layout of the actual ship, but hopefully we'll be able to actually move quickly, get to a spot where I can plug into their system, deliver the virus, and see what we can do. Will you be ready?
Yes, of course.
Excellent.
Just as a precaution, Brittany, why don't you drop out of the chat and come back in? There was a lag spike where you lagged
Yeah, I
out.
saw that, but I seem to be okay now.
Well, I can't
let's-
see you in
okay.
the I can see you in my chat, but I can't see you in the room itself.
Oh, weird. Okay, I'll drop out. Is that better?
I don't see you in the room.
Still no?
Right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want me to jump out and go back in?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Sorry, I thought you meant the Discord. I mean the Twitch.
Oh no. Uh-uh.
Oh, okay. Burp.
So Lightbringer's practicing her cloaking. Okay.
Does Tyrex have teeth?
Yes.
Okay.
He's thinking about trophies.
No, it's like because I've never seen Tyrex before, or
Oh.
Pulsar hasn't. So like, I was just like, huh, does this dude have teeth? So like, I've got a lot of different like what he looks like in my head is like, it's like I'm like, oh, I'm trying to imagine this angry rock man.
Well, you've seen the picture, correct?
Yeah, there is a picture of him.
Mm-hmm.
Where's
Where's the picture at?
In fact, I actually sent him to you directly at one point, I think.
Oh, you did? Oh, hold on, let me check.
Yeah, let me get the picture again real fast. There he is.
I think testing.
Hello.
We can hear and see you.
Okay.
So I posted him in the Facebook chat too, in case anybody needed to see him.
Oh, yep. There he is.
Look at that smug face.
Exactly. Look at that smirk. Punch that smirk off his face.
Yeah. Go break that nose.
Jerk face.
No,
Yeah.
I actually don't think I've seen this before.
I don't think I have either. I don't like his shoulder pads though. They just make him seem like he's
You're
compensating.
okay.
Well,
I would,
it's great that you have that opinion. I'm sure you can take that up with him.
It's all the rage in the Druid Incarnate, though.
Right.
we're gonna rip off his shoulder pads.
Well, of course it's all the rage. That's what their leader's wearing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep. You
Everybody-
found the loophole.
He's a trendsetter.
He became the leader in order to make those shoulder pads cool.
Make shoulder pads cool again.
Oh no.
He's the granite form of like Kim Jong Un. You must follow what I do because I am the fashion.
Yeah.
Okay. So, while you guys are waiting for that to power up, we are back to our ground folks. So it is back to the NPCs. They all start piling back down onto him, shooting, blasting, and at this point, after Tyrax has let everybody kind of have their first actions, he's wanting to gauge the mettle of those that are fighting him at this point. with with like a backhand, he ends up connecting with Monarch, sending him flying down, 2 city blocks, wrecking some of the buildings, as he does. Lady Superbia, came in, she ended up like flying right up at him and blasting him at close range with energy, caused him to buckle back a little bit, from the impact. And as she was lining back up to punch him again, he ends up grabbing her arm in a kind of like a swipe maneuver, and he ends up with her arm swinging her around as if almost ragdolling her, and connecting with Prince Tidebreaker, like right in the jaw. Just her legs and hip kind of bam whip into him. He doesn't go flying, but he gets knocked down to the ground about 15 feet or so away, and she gets thrown back. They're obviously still up in it, but everybody's already starting to show some damage. And at this point, Tyrax is just kind of he's bemused. He has that look, just that arrogant, smug look that this is the best that humanity has to offer him. Obviously, Albrecht, being built a little bit stronger than everybody else, clearly is able to take it to him. But even it's like, he'll hit him or blast him with like an optic blast and make him buckle back or whatnot. But even he isn't able to solo this guy. He's able to strike him and whatnot. But then, like, at one point, he ends up calling forth like a column of dirt and like massive stone and striking Albrecht, sending him backwards and buried a bit, which really isn't going to do much, but the impact looked and sounded pretty nasty. He's not even paying attention to communicate. She's doing her best at staying at range and zapping him and whatnot, and it's like he's letting them strike. He's not even bothering to dodge.
So would you say he's figured out that their father is not around?
Well, he hasn't shown. So.
Daddy.
During this whole thing, can I pop into like our communications thing and be like, does this, like, we probably should have asked this beforehand, but does this guy have any weaknesses?
Clearly, nobody is replying. So,
My skin. Wait, is it my turn? Can I punch him again?
shine the E symbol. Where the heck is that at? Okay, well, whatever.
Oh, is that his weakness?
Oh, I see. Like the bat signal. Gotcha.
Yes.
I never would have equated that. Okay, so sorry. George, go for it.
All right, George is there, and he's going to punch this rock man.
Actually, I thought you would just art him. Just like...
Just draw him.
Yeah.
I'll draw him. I'll draw an unflattering portrait of him.
and then tear the paper.
Yeah. Draw him damaged.
Yeah. I'm going to draw him, and I'm going to make fun of his shoulder pads. All right, so roll MN to see how many punches I get. I got a yellow feet.
That gives you 3.
Okay. Let's see. Can I break them up into different things?
You have 3 actions.
Okay, so I'm gonna try because I saw that ice doesn't do anything, but I'm gonna try. Okay, so I'm gonna punch him. I'm gonna get back and I'm gonna heat him up. I'm gonna hit him with some fire generation.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna try and punch him again to see if like maybe heating him up will like melt him.
So blast punch.
Or
punch
maybe
blast punch.
Let's go blast punch. No, punch blast punch.
Okay, sure.
We'll do a blast sandwich.
Alrighty. Or that would be blast punch blast.
Oh,
so it's a punch sandwich with blast filling.
Yep.
Yeah. Blast. Well, because you would be like, oh, I'm gonna have a bread sandwich with ham in the middle.
That's a good point. Whatever.
Okay, so rolling a punch.
Yep. And you're putting everything into it, right?
Oh yeah, all the mustard. That's a yellow feet.
That is a hit. So boom.
Okay.
With a little bit of mayo on the side
Another
too.
loud rattle as you crack your big energy fist against his body. Just bam.
Yeah. Then I'm gonna zip back, and I'm gonna give him a little bit of hot sauce.
Okay. So stepping
Okay,
back a couple feet.
Is that agility? Is that what I rolled?
Yes,
to
that will be agility.
blast? Okay.
Eat cosmic plasma fire.
Optic blast.
Yeah.
You roll.
Did I not do?
Yep,
Oh,
yep,
sorry.
too many L's in
An
there.
extra
Too
L.
many L's. Sorry. I was like, why isn't it working? There you go. Yellow feet.
Okay.
Ooh, that's 2 in a row.
Okay.
Seven stickers.
Yeah, just blast them, and then I'm gonna go in for another haymaker as I kind of fly past him. This is MN. Another yellow feet.
Nice. You got the rolls today. Okay,
Yeah.
so then bam. Fire blasted into him and then striking him again, and he's feeling the impact. It's clear that he's made of sterner things. But you're standing up to him. You cause him to buckle a bit with each attack. We are now down to Davey.
Okay, I could not find anything about those stacking or not.
Yeah, I don't think they did.
So we're just gonna go with they're not stacking. Let's try again. Another arrow to the face.
And just to clarify, even though they don't stack, because you're a marksman, for example, you could still pick up a rifle and you still have +1 column shift
Yeah.
to fire or whatnot. It just means you're better with the bow,
Right.
but you're still not too bad with anything else ranged.
Oh, I hit him. Wow, green feet.
I mean, you have an MN75.
Yeah.
Okay, so you knock another arrow. Let that psychic energy fly. That strikes him as you see it connect with his head. That made him angry.
Uh-oh.
As he's ah!
That's it. The goal is to protect our little brother while he's firing arrows.
Weakness found. Weakness found.
I'm not saying anything because I've said it before in other games, but damage types sometimes are important.
Yeah, exactly.
All I got is fire. I'm Charizard.
But that's not the point. The point
You
is
can talk to plants.
You can serve and you can talk to plants. You can give them their bodies up to you to start a bonfire. I know, but again, not the point. The point being is you're strong enough to keep standing up there and acting as a shield and a distraction to try and allow Red Arsenal to start whittling away psychically at him.
Oh yeah, no, that's been the plan.
Okay, cool. Okay,
We keep
that leaves us to Xenofreeze.
I'm hoping that if I can encase him again, that it will take him like an action or something like that, because I know obviously I'm not doing any intensive damage to him, but if it is an inconvenience that allows somebody else to do something to him, then it's to our advantage.
Right. Again, you have to look at when you're fighting big bads like this, you can't look at it as if, oh, I can take this guy. I have what it takes to solo him or hold him off or whatnot. You got to look at the long game here. You have to look at, okay, well, maybe my part is the distraction. Maybe my part is I'm the debuff, or I'm the guy that's gonna cause him to
Right.
trip up or have bad luck, like Domino, for example, or whatnot.
Right.
It just you gotta all find a way to come together that way. So go ahead. You're welcome to try and freeze him in a block of ice again.
Okie dokie. Rolling my agility again.
Yes.
Wait, RM, not AM. Yellow.
Nice. At this point, connecting again with a massive amount of ice, and putting him right back into that block, just blast frozen. So top of the round at this point, others are starting to recover and jumping back into the fray. Unfortunately, because it's a block of ice and they're not going to allow him to just get himself out, they're going to pile on, which is going to break the ice. So at this point, Odysseus drives a punch right into his stomach to try and buckle him. The ice, of course, completely shatters and causes him to stumble backwards. He fires off a quick uppercut, connecting with Tyrex and causing him to kind of buckle back again. These are, again, loud, strong hits. Boom, boom, boom. But he is clearly still up. The buildings, and like anytime that some of these big guys connect with Tyrax, and there's a hit like with Pulsar and whatnot,
Windows shatter.
the buildings rattle, windows start to shatter. The trees actually feel some of the impact that they like from the blowback of the breeze and whatnot. So right as I'm going to start taking karma away for Vampire Baseball. Just saying.
Vampire.
It wasn't me. I didn't do it. Jerome.
That's just petty.
Jerome, you gotta believe me.
What's Vampire Baseball?
It's
That's
from Twilight.
Not only is she
That's right.
quoting Vampire Baseball, but sparkly Vampire Baseball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, double
Yeah.
C.
Also, like
I disown you. I disown you. I don't know you. Yeah, no.
well, because it's
I
clearly
disown my own cousin because she loved Twilight.
this is on purpose because the X-Men played baseball all the time. There were whole issues where they did that. So you were choosing Twilight. You chose this.
I am curious.
She's laughing maniacally. Look at her.
Since
the
the
true
trees
villain.
since the trees are filling this, I wonder what they're saying and if Pulsar can hear them.
They're also like, why does Brittany keep bringing up Twilight?
For some reason, though, I keep thinking that the trees talk jive.
Okay.
I guess it depends on the tree.
Well, this is New York.
Right. So a
they're
tree
like,
from the Bronx is what you're saying.
Yeah. I'm photosynthesizing here.
I'm synthesizing here.
Yeah.
Anyways, sorry, back to game. So Odysseus is trying to pile on, and right with his last strike, he ends up driving in an elbow. But Communique times her blast at the same time, right as he connects with the elbows to try and like give more impact. And so he buckles at this point. He's actually very angry. He's no longer in his smug egotism. He is now reminded why he hates this mudball, and he's about to rain some pain. Yes, they are. Monarch comes up and with kind of a rapid fire punch, drives several punches right into his chest. Lady Superbia is hanging back, fired an energy blast. Albrecht at one point, actually, before Albrecht acts, he ends up, like yelling out, "Enough!" Slaps his hands together, and this concussive force radiates everywhere. Those of you who were there, roll your endurance.
Does this count as a like energy? Because it's like sound wave or
No.
something? I don't know. No? Okay.
Can I spend karma for my personal karma pool?
If you have some.
I do. I'm going to spend
Yellow.
20.
Okay.
I got a yeller. Yeller.
You got yeller.
Like that mustard.
I fought Tyrex in Central Park. Said I was well. I got a yellow feet.
Okay. So George and Derek, you guys are okay.
I got green.
Davey, you end up getting stunned for a round from that concussive force. Just a round. So boom, and then you end up like with his hands clapping from where he's at, like the epicenter. Dirt, it's like a blast went off. Dirt goes flying off to either side. Trees almost a block away, like buckle and fall over. Cars kind of slide to one side, just massive. And then he ends up kind of doing like a chop motion, and you end up seeing like rows and rows of sharp rock flying right at Red Arsenal. Red
Can I
Arsenal
interpose?
obviously is attempting to move on your. Well, we haven't had your action yet, so you can, if you want to attempt to dodge, or I should say, well, yeah, I mean, you could still attempt to dodge.
Yeah, I will.
It's going to make it harder for you to counterattack, or you can attempt to do a full evasion, which means if you're successful, you can't dodge or you can't attack, but you get basically greater. The greater the chance that you're going to be completely out of the way, and depending upon how well you evade this round, you may end up getting more column shifts to attack.
Oh, let's do that one. Yeah. Okay. Full evasion.
So keep that in mind when you're not stunned.
All right.
Uh-oh.
Can I try to like scoop him up because I wasn't stunned?
You're not stunned. It isn't quite your action, so no. You're too close to him.
I tried
to Tyrex. No, I get it.
Can I still dodge then, or no? I'm stunned.
Yeah, you're stunned. So
Okay.
This is coming right at you. It doesn't need a whole lot to hit you, and
Nope.
that is owie. Okay. Roll your endurance.
All right. White feet.
Wow. Okay. So,
do you have a reroll?
I do not believe.
Okay. So somebody may want to give him a reroll for next time. So you failed your endurance check. Roll one more d10.
Roll 1d10.
It's like Dale has redeemed some points for Red Arsenal, so you have a reroll for next round.
Thank you. 8.
Ooh, okay, so he ends up doing like that motion. You see like a row of just jagged, sharp rocks come out.
Mm-hmm.
They strike Red Arsenal and impale him in place.
Ooh.
You end up taking 75 damage right from the jump.
Dang.
From those rocks. And you are now stunned for 8 rounds.
8 rounds. Holy moly.
Remember, take your armor into
Yes.
account.
That's what I was going to ask. I have resistances.
You have any physical resistance, body
Yeah,
resistance?
body resistance is TY6, so I don't know if that reduces to
Start with your
75.
armor.
Your
What's your-
uniform has
10
GD10.
points. This is
GD10,
good
yeah.
10.
GD10.
Yep. So 16 total.
16. So just subtract 16 from the 75?
Yep.
Yeah,
All right.
that should be
However,
59.
your outfit, because of the type of wound you've taken, is no longer good to absorb, but your resistance is fine.
Okay. All right. Oh, here we go. Hero health, 106. And
We're gonna have to
then
have that hemmed.
I also have regeneration, so then I would add 30 back onto it
Next round.
next round.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it sounds really nasty, but your regen is what's going to save you from that.
All right.
Because getting 30 around is no joke.
Okay.
Okay. So that slap action was one action. He did the thing for the other one, and then he ends up. Let's see. What else we got here? Odysseus was kind of uppity. Let's see what he can do about that. Which, speaking of which, Odysseus is somebody I know I've never put up in there. Let me see if I've still got his picture here.
Is he a werewolf?
He is actually a werewolf, but not in this game.
That's what I thought.
Brittany, what are you doing? All these Twilight references. I notice you're not in this fight.
No.
To,
No,
to be fair, that one was actually Werewolf 20th anniversary. That was a character. I will not hound her about that.
Sorry. I'll keep my trap shut.
Vampire peanut gallery over there.
Tyrex is a fan of Twilight. That's why
There
he's
you go.
gaining all this power.
That's the only picture I was able to. I commissioned somebody many moons ago, and that's all I ever got. Unfortunately, the small picture. But that is Odysseus, the Olympian demigod adventurer himself. So,
Shell's new boyfriend. If he survives.
So Tyrax at that point, after not basically clearing the battlefield a bit, getting people back away from him with that concussive force. Some people are loopy from it. Most aren't. Superhuman endurance being what it is. However, Tyrax ends up. You see that he grabs, he reaches out, grabs Odysseus by the back of his head and just rams his head into the ground as hard as he can. Just boom. There's another impact, and the impact is so great when he slams it down, you end up seeing dirt kind of mushroom cloud up underneath it. Just
Sorry, Sean.
You better stop you lose some.
all right. So we haven't finished off that round. So we are at Pulsar.
Yeah. I'm gonna punch him some more.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, actually, yeah. Well, first I should roll to see how many punches I get.
Yep.
So I may want to break it up. Oh, dang it! This is my first day. It's a yellow feat.
Nice. So that gives you 3 actions.
Okay. Yeah. Let's do another punch blast punch.
Okay.
Okay. That's a green on the punch.
That is a hit.
Okay. That's a yellow on the blast.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Let's see, yellow on the punch.
Okay. So before you do that, before you end up doing that punch, Jurgen comes in and pulls his arms back like as hard as he can to stick Tyrax's chest out right after he hammered Odysseus into the ground. You came up, you come up and punch him as he's doing that. He pulls him back, and then as you go to fire, he yells to Lady Superbia to fire in the same spot, trying to get people to focus their fire and hopefully, team it up. So like right as you're firing, this cascading like white energy comes flying from behind you, striking him in the same spot that you end up hitting. That really irritates him because now he's got like some searing coming off of his, of his chest. And then because he's still got a hold of him, you get to, free punch, like right in his face. So at this point, he's starting to kind of stagger a little bit. And Derek, your action.
Alrighty. I am going to do the same thing to try to immobilize.
Jurgen has a hold of him.
Jurgen has a hold of him. Can I focus my energy? I'll break his jaw with an ice ball that grows inside of his mouth. Can I do that?
You could try. Focusing your power like that is in the realm of a power stunt. But I would say it's a little bit more of a precision strike. Or you could just give him the Sub-Zero treatment.
Yeah.
Give him an ice lick.
Okay. I'll do that. Ice lick.
Because you at least Jurgen can fly.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. He can get he can be slippering like this and Jurgen just be floating along behind him. Yeah. Okay.
Wait, Tyrex can't fly?
Well, we haven't seen him fly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And for that, is that also agility?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Bam. Reroll.
Okay.
Spend karma. Yeah, we just spend karma.
Yeah, actually. If you like, you're at a remarkable, right? So if you wanted to at least get a green, could spend 35. Is the team okay with that? Yep. All right. Do it at 35.
RM plus tree 5.
Woo!
Red.
He kind of overdid it.
That's okay.
So, probably because of the nervousness of the situation and the fact that you're trying to put, you're trying to help out here. Your two previous ice blasts, may have done some minimal damage because he got frozen, but really in the grand scheme of things, it didn't look like they did much. So in this case, instead of like the little ice slick underneath him, like you froze. Just you end up like throwing down ice within like a whole, I want to say like 20 yards circular around him. Just kadoosh. So there's no way for that part to miss. So this gigantic ice slick underneath him.
I'm thinking about my mom right now.
Good point. There you go. Little heat of the battle. And with that, so as the ice goes down, obviously, Jurgen wasn't anticipating it, so he slips a little bit, but not much. He can fly, and in that quick instant, he takes a moment just to add insult to injury and rams Tyrax like right into the ground. Just a quick poof, pancakes him. Okay, so that was that round. So back to you guys, Hyperion, back to blue team. Blue team, you get the confirmation. Universe is now ready.
He holds out his hands to grab hands with his sisters. It's time to go.
I'm gonna cloak us. You want me to roll?
Yes.
Should I use karma?
Yes.
Karma?
Yeah. What's your psych? You're using your psyche, right?
Go
Yeah.
full chameleon.
Incredible.
Incredible.
So I'd need 30 points.
Go for it.
Okay.
We're going full boy George on this one.
Oh, where's our
Karma Chameleon.
Nice. I approve.
What game is it? Oh, here we go. Okay. Okay, 33. I got a green. Must mean I rolled 3.
Yeah,
It does.
exactly.
Yes, that's exactly what that means.
That's fantastic.
Well, that means the karma was well spent.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so you're a little nervous. You've never been in a war of this nature, let alone having predicted it. So you steel yourself a moment, focus, and get everybody invisible. Poof.
Okay.
You see your family as hollow apparitions of themselves under your cloak. In essence, you still see them, but they are semi-intangible looking.
Okay, so my teleport is an iron. So I would like to spend
Yes.
some karma.
You know, getting like a yellow on that would probably be good, given how difficult this would probably be. So, are we okay, everybody, with her spending 60 to accomplish that?
I
Yeah,
see a
all right.
bunch of thumbs up.
Go for it. Plus 60.
And at the end of this game, we need to roll for karma.
Exactly.
Just like 50 Cent said, this month is my birthday.
I-
115.
I think she
Red
got it.
feet.
Unfortunately, it is blind, so you're not entirely sure where it is you're going. So you take a moment. There is that momentary lapse, and then when you come out, there's a little bit of a drop, not by much, just a couple inches. And as you drop down on the top of a table, you are currently in the cantina on the ship, and there's like 50 guys all just standing around there that had been getting something to eat or whatnot, and they see the three of you that's like materialized out of nowhere, and there's this real uncomfortable look of like, what the hell just happened?
But we're all
Oh,
close.
that's right. Never mind. That's right. You're cloaked. However, there is the audible sound
Right.
of something hitting a table.
So like, what?
Can I like hold on to us and like fly through the room?
It would be a strength check, but potentially yes. Your flight could obviously handle it. Can you physically take the strain? Shone really isn't a problem. She's kind of a waif. Hyperion, he's a beefy boy.
Yeah.
My strength is EX 20.
So it's a potential. That's max human potential. You can max out at 800 pounds with that.
Pretend he's trapped
800
under a
pounds,
car.
it's max human potential.
When the game was created, yes.
That's pretty crazy. Okay, I'll try it.
Okay, so give me a strength check.
Tell that to the beast. He deadlifted almost a ton.
White.
That's because the beast has an RM 30.
Yeah.
Do you have a reroll?
Yes, I will use that.
Okay.
And would you like to use some karma?
We're
No,
not-
I will
let's
give
use
I will
karma.
give you another reroll to replace it if you give me one.
Sure. Yellow.
Okay. So at this
Holy
point,
moly, I got a 93 and that's yellow.
for
so
EX,
so
yeah.
at this point, you're actually really glad that your brothers have forced you to train in the little danger room that you've got there back at the vein. So you take a moment and kind of get them up under their shoulders and heave them up. Right as one of the guys like takes his hand and starts like doing this like across the table, like trying to figure out like what the heck was happening. And then, looks around. The other guys at the table are like, they look up, looking to see like, did like a bolt or something fall down on the table that they missed, and they're kind of like, huh. And they go back to drinking something.
No, who shot him?
Kind of loud.
John Wick.
Yeah, now my mic works.
Okay, I'm gonna fly us toward the door. I'll just pick a door.
So there are a couple of doors here, but there's only one that looks like it goes in and out like a main junction. The others are probably like for cooks or restrooms or whatever have you.
We'll head that way.
Okay.
The little swinging doors.
So it is. So you are straining at this point, but you've got them. Just got them kind of buckled up, unceremoniously underneath one armpit, and you're kind of hovering over to where those doors are at. The doors look like they have some sort of automation to them, so when you approach, they don't open.
I'm gonna look to...
Yeah. So then, as we get there and we notice they don't open, Hyperion like holds up his finger for a second, and he looks around and he gauges like what these Duridians look like, and he's gonna try to create a hard light copy that looks like just one of the random Duridians, as if he's kind of walking towards the door to see if that will trigger the door to open.
Okay.
And it'll make it physical. That way, maybe it can be registered.
Okay. So you can definitely do that. Go ahead and give me a reason check to get that right. I mean, you have plenty of people to. Speaking of which, I know I didn't give a whole lot of description, but I mean, it's a military cantina. It's very basic. It looks like you might find on any starship. All the people here are in some sort of uniform. They look kind of like humans, but they're rock. They don't have any hair per se, but they look like some are a little more jagged than others, which may mean that may be like in place of scars, for example, and whatnot. But otherwise, I mean, they look kind of human. They've got the same amount of digits respectively, just no hair, complete rocks.
Okay.
Playing the B-52s in the background.
No, that's Rock Lobster.
Rock
Lobster?
Green feet.
Green feet. Okay, so you take a moment and you're like, okay, well, I know I can make a person. Making it look like a rock person should be hard. So you kind of focus a little bit and you make one.
Yep. So I have it just walk nonchalantly like how the rest of them act up to the door to see if that'll trigger to open.
Sure. So you do that, and it doesn't open.
Okay.
And then you. So what do you do with the image at this point?
With that, let's see. So I've heard some of them talk now. So then he's gonna turn to like a nearby Duridian and be like, "Hey, what's wrong with the door? Not opening."
There's not currently any Duridians by the door, but obviously there's tables.
Okay.
Or whatnot of soldiers.
Okay.
That are here. So you're going to try to speak to the Duridian?
Yeah. Have I? Well,
are they speaking English?
No.
Oh, okay. So when we heard that, oh well, never mind then. So I thought we heard them say something earlier. Okay. Instead of that, then
could we just teleport through the door, or like to the other side of the door?
You absolutely could try that. It is another blind jump.
That's a good point.
Is there's not a window in the door?
Nope. That would not be structurally sound.
So then I'm gonna have the copy just kind of walk off somewhere where nobody's noticing, and then have it fizzle away.
Okay.
And then whisper to Shone, "You'll have to teleport us to the other side of the door." And then he quickly, as she's working on that, quickly goes, looks at Lightbringer and points to her crown and does this type of thing. Points at the three of us.
Okay, I'm gonna set them down on the floor.
Okay.
Yeah.
And activate my telepathy.
Okay.
So psyche roll.
First, roll your endurance.
There's your reroll back.
Red.
Ooh.
Nice. Okay, you are fine. Again, thank your brothers later for the calisthenics that they've helped put you through, because you are in shape.
Nice.
So go ahead and make your roll for psyche check.
Small.
Swole.
Did you hear that, Britt? You got your reroll?
Yeah, got it. Thanks. Yellow.
Okay, so you connect everything, despite the fact that you still have your illusions up at this point, keeping you guys invisible. Maybe that's a shot of confidence there because you're feeling pretty good. You're doing multiple big things at once.
Nice.
Okay, I got a green feet. I'm teleporting.
Okay, so now you can hear some voices questioning what the heck that was. Of course, you don't really know, but they sound very questioning. And as you guys jump into the hallway, again, everything here is very utility looking, like you would imagine in Star Trek or Star Wars. It's just a regular hallway. There are signs occasionally on where to go, written in their language, which does you no good. But you're at least in an open hall and you can continue. There doesn't appear to be anybody in the hall. Well, I should say there is somebody in the hall and they're looking around because they heard the sound of that teleportation. Because remember, it's not quiet.
Does it make a noise?
Yes, it does.
At least a little bit.
Did we know that?
Yes.
Have we ever noticed before?
It goes
Yes.
Banff.
I think that noise is copyrighted.
That noise is, yes.
Then it goes shown.
It goes bump.
Shung, shung.
Yeah.
Sounds like banker tubes, trying to make your deposits on the
Oh
outside.
yeah,
Oh.
that does
Shung,
sound
shung.
like-
So, joking aside, you guys are in the hallway. You can see one looking around, like intently, like trying to figure out, where that came from. Walks up to the door, it opens up, and he's kind of like looking around.
So then mentally talking through the Crown Network, all right, let's make our way down the hallway where he was coming from. We'll see if we can find a main junction that leads us to some sort of computer access.
We need some kind of stealth on our shoes. Some sort of dampening material.
Dang it.
You need to install some Heelys so you guys can just glide down the hall.
Yeah.
So,
he
which
says
direction
that,
you gonna go? North or south?
What direction was that guy coming from?
Based on your position, it looks like he was coming from the north.
Then we'll head in that direction,
Okay.
bypassing him.
Sure.
How
Okay.
big are these hallways? They're not like tiny, are they? Or
No.
like okay.
No.
Which direction is north when you're in space?
It's at this point just relative to the direction you're going.
Yeah.
It would be the same as saying up or down.
Right.
Anyways, or left or right for that matter, because it's not like that's really relevant either in space. But whatever.
Ender's Game vibes.
But yes, so the hallway, they are a little bit larger than man-sized, but man-sized nonetheless.
Okay.
They're not like really short like you might expect in like a navy, like a submarine sort of look. Like these are much longer halls, much wider. But just looking at at the ship on the outside, or not outside, but the inside, it's staggering. The depth of this thing, like just looking at it would literally like being trying to walk from one end of the Superstar Destroyer to the next. It's like it's going to take you a couple days.
Let's see, and we're not seeing. Are there any type? Yeah, I mean, there wouldn't be any types of like ports or something to plug into, like for like an access junction or anything like that in the hallway that we're walking down.
I mean, you could certainly look around for something that might resemble that. The problem is you're dealing with alien technology, so you don't know how they interface with that.
Right. Well,
But there are obviously some of the conventions do seem to be the same. There are like control panels near doors. There are some ports nearby that look like they're for something, but it's hard to say what it is. That's one of the big losses here. Nobody had any technical data on what Duridian ships were like.
Okay. Let's see. Then he's going to, like, as we're walking, he's then going to mentally say, Lightbringer, can you use your empathy while doing this to see where a large concentration of Duridians are, or if there's a void of Duridians around us?
Yeah, sure. Psyche check.
Yes. And hold that thought. I'm gonna give me something to drink. Be right back. Rock, stop, stop.
Green.
Nice. Super green.
I am really put out.
Down, down, down. Did you ever get your potato, Brittany?
I did. You didn't see me eating it?
No, I wasn't paying attention.
It was delicious.
Good.
It was potatoey.
Mm-hmm. From a place called Backyard Taco. So they have like a baked potato and they put taco stuff on top of it. They put taco stuff on top of it and it's really delicious.
Nice.
I usually get the birria because it's amazing, but no good feeling it today. So
Because
just chicken.
I might eat it.
I only got
Oh.
one.
I know.
Do you remember last time you said you would give one after dinner? You didn't.
What did Molly say? She's
I
still in the bathtub.
I don't know.
Derek, we can hear you.
No, you can't.
Oh yeah, he's right.
Okay.
Anyone
Wait.
else need a reroll?
I don't know if I have one. I have not been. No, I don't. I have it on my sheet, but my sheet is like not easy to change.
Woe be to all that mock my shoulder pads.
I think they are neat.
That's awesome.
So do these guys, because they're made of stone, do they have soft organs? Like, is because like when I was looking at the picture of Tyrax, I was like, wait, does he have soft eyeballs?
They're like sand.
It's just pouring out of his cheeks.
I don't know. What about
Kinetic
what
sand.
about Ben Grimm? Does he have any weaknesses besides
Well-
his soft heart?
Well, I mean, because he
Oh.
like his skin turned into like rock plates, but like this, because Jerome, I had a question. Does this race of people like the Tyrax, like, does he have like soft like grape eyeballs like we do, or are his eyes also like hard as stone?
They're hard as stone as well.
Okay, so when he
Nothing
rolls
about them is flesh-like.
okay, good, because that's what I was like, huh? Does he like does he have like those same kind of things? So when he rolls his eyes at us, we can hear it.
Only if he's injured.
Oh, it's like
He gets all shifty eyed. You hear,
I hear you rolling your eyes at me. That's his mom.
Okay, so what'd you get, Lightbringer?
Oh, I got a green.
Green, must be green. So what were you looking for again?
Just like doing a survey of like the area to see where like concentrations of Duridians are.
Okay. Unfortunately, given a ship this size, you can't do the whole thing. You can do kind of like your immediate vicinity. That does tell you where some are, like depending upon where you're going for the hallways or whatnot. Doesn't tell you what they're doing or why, but you could pick up on, directional wise where some of the thoughts are emanating from.
Okay. Are we operating on the assumption that there are like, do we want to go where more are or where less?
We want to go where more are, because that's where they'll either be working or just simply gathered, like what we saw at their cantina.
Okay, so I'll indicate a direction.
Okay.
And start moving that way.
Okay, so at that point, you bank left, in essence, kind of going down a hallway, taking you further. All right. We'll get back to you guys in a second. Gold team. So at this point, the fighting is getting really hot and heavy as Tyrax is getting more and more impatient with the heroes who have thrown themselves in defense of Earth. He ends up at one point, like, Monarch flies right up at him and drills him twice. Real like bam bam, like a 1-2 hit that probably would knock quite a few people out outright. Like, he caught him real well, but he ends up grabbing Monarch around like his neck, and of course he's big, so it's more like his neck and part of his chest, sort of thing. And then and he ends up shaking him violently for a second, and you hear a snap, and Monarch falls to the ground.
did he not slip on the ice?
Oh, he did. Remember, he got face planted.
Oh, okay, that's right.
And so Lady Superbia comes flying in, screaming at that point as Monarch goes down, striking, peppering the area with blasts. And unfortunately, Tyrax can't really do a lot of dodging, because he's even though he's able to get himself up, the ground and terra firma around him is frozen to an ice slick. So he's backpedaling and trying to keep himself upright. He gets peppered with a couple of blasts, and Odysseus and Jurgen end up doing that very famous, like you see a lot of times when two big bruisers team up against somebody big, like the two big punch maneuver, just boom boom, this really loud slap as he gets sent skidding across and the ice only kind of amplified his inability to stop himself. He ends up going skidding like 2 blocks away, and just you end up seeing like ground and cars and parts of building and whatnot. You'll go piling up. Prince Tidebreaker comes flying in, ends up doing like a flying dive punch, connects with them, sending them further into the ground, actually underground at this point, into one of the subways. And Prince Tidebreaker doesn't end up pursuing, and it ends up costing him. He ends up catching some railing from the subway beneath, he ends up like it gets lobbed at him, so he ends up getting like a big gash along his side. His railing was used to kind of try and impale him, but he didn't quite get it, and he does wear some armor. Which let me I don't have it there, but I have it here. I should anyways. There he is. Okay. Prince Tiebreaker. Boop. So part of his golden armor is kind of taken up in that blow. Communique at this point is doing her darndest to try and do something with her attacks. She ends up going for broke, which isn't quite as helpful as she might think. But there's obviously a bunch of there's speakers and whatnot around the town, or around this section of town. Obviously, from Department of Transportation or emergency situations or just cell phones or whatnot. She gets all those in the immediate vicinity to squelch as loud as she can. So everybody in the vicinity, everybody in the fight ends up taking 20 sonic damage. Obviously, armor doesn't absorb from that. Red Arsenal, make sure you heal 30 and then take 20 more.
All right.
Jerome, when does the regeneration kick in for us? Is it like at the end of our next turn, or
do you have regeneration?
I do.
It's the very next turn.
Okay, so not yet. Okay.
Well, yeah, not for this action. No. Is this the first damage you've taken?
Yes, I haven't been hit yet.
Next round you'll start healing.
Okay.
So my body resistance,
resistance doesn't do a thing against sonic damage, unfortunately.
Oh, okay, because it's my epidermis heals it at times 10, right? Okay.
Right, but that's not actual regeneration.
Right.
Okay, so that ended up happening. Albrecht ends up flying up and goes to punch the now rising on basically like a tide of land. He's almost surfing the ground at this point as the ground reacts to his powers as if it was water, and so he's bringing himself up out of the hole, which of course. At that point, Jurgen comes in and connects with him, but then as he does, he pulls back in pain, on his hand, and he's like, ah! And you can see now that Tyrax no longer looks like rock. He has kind of a silvery, an off kind of silver gleam to him.
Is this something that I've heard of? About the study of like his kind? Is that something that is normal?
No. Mm-mm.
No? Okay.
No.
Okay.
However, you've been with the team the longest and you've encountered this. Why don't you give a reason check?
Okay.
Or I should say, been with the team the longest of gold team that's there.
Yeah, I'm not thinking about that right now.
Okie doke. So you don't quite understand what's happening. Only that Albrecht's punch was ineffective and it actually hurt him. So it is now back to Pulsar.
Okay. I'm going to. Well, first, got to roll to see how many shots I can take.
Is there a bartender around?
Green feet.
That's 2.
It's 2 shots. Okay. Drum. Do I like in over the course of like the very little? Well, I guess yeah. It doesn't matter. I was wondering if I would know if I'm stronger than Jurgen, if like punching this dude now would be like if it would hurt me the same way.
You've never had the opportunity to test your might.
Okay. In that case, what I will do then is I will, seeing that he's now like coated in metal, or does he look like he's gained metal, or does he look like he's just made of metal now?
Could be made of metal.
Is he my twin now? He looks like Mercury.
Yeah. Well, like, does he look like he's gained like an extra layer of skin, or is he still wearing the same clothing, but now he's like metallic?
No, it looks like his skin is metallic looking. The armor that's still kind of there and clothing, yeah, it's on the outside.
Okay. All right. In that case, I'm going to fly in, but I'm not going to get super close. I'm going to try and for my 2 attacks, I'm going to let's fire generation him. I'm going to try to melt him.
Okay. Oh, by the way, give me an endurance check.
Okay. Yellow feet.
You are good, sir.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm going to use both attacks to I'm just gonna try and like superheat this dude.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. And that's an agility. I'm gonna spend. Can I spend karma on both of these?
You can if you'd like. Mm-hmm.
Okay, I've got my personal pool of karma, so I'm gonna spend. I'm gonna spend 20 on each one, if that's okay.
Yep. It sure is.
Tarnation! It's time. I'm gonna melt me a space alien. I'm from the south. All right, so it's a green feet.
Okay.
I'm
home, sir.
I'm melting the T-Rex. Another green feet.
Okay. So you fire one blast, fire a second blast. You end up seeing one blast go, and the other one.
Oh, so they're bouncing off of him.
Like right off of him.
Is it like bouncing off like as if it was like a laser hitting like a glass or
not quite.
Okay, so you mean it's hitting him and it's just like dispersing over him?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I thought it was like bouncing off like a laser. I was like, oh, okay. Okay, and then when does my regeneration kick in?
Next round.
Next round? Okay. So yeah, so then I'll kind of rub my.
So we're now at Derek. Davey is still trying to work through his
impalement.
Mostly the stunning from being impaled. He's healing the impalement.
Well, it kind of helped out a little bit, and I think because Pulsar flies. So I'm going to create a skating rink again.
Okay.
All right. Oh, space there. Bam. Green.
Okay, so coat the ground with ice at this point. So Davey at this point is still. We are in round 2, I think, of Davey recovering.
Okay, round 2. Six stuns.
6 more.
Left?
Yeah, 6 more to go. Unfortunately.
All right.
Oof. All right. Well, so top of that particular round at this point. So as the others are trying to, obviously can't really do anything about Monarch just yet. So Lady Superbia kind of flies high and is trying to blast Tyrax. Prince Tidebreaker's coming around from another direction to try and knock him off his pedestal. Odysseus is coming like right down the middle as Jurgen is starting to recover, and you end up seeing like a blast from Lady Superbia strike him, and that ricochets off of just pure bam, pure energy. You end up seeing Prince Tidebreaker, fly in and punch him, and also have the same reaction that Albrecht had. And he's like, holding his arm, screaming in pain. So Odysseus at this point, rather than just punch him, goes to just try to bulldoze his way straight through him. And he ends up connecting with Tyrax. The ice actually kind of ramped him up like straight into him. So it gave him some momentum. But when he connects, it was literally like a dump truck going as fast as it can, ramming into a wall, and the wall did nothing, didn't even move. So just this thunderous, and then there's obviously some damage, and so he's left kind of stunned and whatnot, and you see Tyrax end up shouting, "Enough of this," and draws back as far as he can and flings a punch into Odysseus, which the impact of the strike you actually hear like 2 seconds later. You see it, and then as he breaks the sound barrier, and you end up seeing Odysseus go flying, just like there's just carnage and everything the rest of the way through. Like he turned him into a demigod missile, and it's just breaking up remains of buildings and just completely out of combat with that strike. Albrecht ends up yelling out, he's changed his form. He's Dravixium, and he grabs a hold of his chest at this point, and in his hubris, of course, Tyrax really isn't dodging now that he's in this form. So he wasn't really expecting somebody to get physical with him again, and he Albrecht ends up dropping him onto his back, like a German suplex. Just so there's a big thunderous strike, but it did almost nothing to Tyrax at this point, and he's just standing up and recovering it. He ends up recovering. And he takes a moment and he strikes. He ends up kicking Albrecht very hard, catches him like right in his side, and he ends up buckling down to like one knee and one arm as you hear another like loud crack. And he didn't go flying like Odysseus did, but he buckled back at several feet from the strike, ground curling up around him, as he did. Communique is panicked at this point because she has been minimally effective through this whole thing, and I'm checking to see if I actually have a picture of her. I know I did a long time ago. Christian ended up doing one for me, but I think that ended up getting lost, so I had to completely redo her in City of Heroes.
Universe. Do you read?
1 second. Okay, I have her, but I'm not going to jump into City of Heroes to get a picture of her right now. Affirmative.
Are there any weaknesses to the metal Travixium?
Travixium?
Yes.
Compiling. We'll be with you momentarily.
You got to put him in a big microwave.
Right.
That would hurt.
Hmm.
Okay, so yeah, so we're at the top of the round at this point. So Red Arsenal heal 30, Pulsar heal 6.
My regeneration is MN 75. I don't know how much that is.
You have a regeneration of MN 75.
That's what it says on my sheet.
Okay, so you heal for 75.
Okay.
I have it penciled in on my powers. I'm looking at this as a future investment if we survive.
I only have one. Guys, I'm only good at one thing. Asked me to do my times tables. The world is destroyed.
Okay, so back to the fight. So that was that. We're top of the round. So George. So Red Arsenal will be back in 5 rounds.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. Just before you do that, I got sidetracked. I was looking for a picture of Communique. So Communique at this point, fly. She has kind of like a slightly armored look to her. She has natural powers, but not quite in the realm of like an Iron Man looking outfit, but kind of little sci-fi looking. She flies over to try and get Red Arsenal off of his pillar stake at this point, and to try and get him someplace relatively away from the others so he doesn't end up getting hit again. George?
Okay. Have we heard from Universe about what the weakness of Dravixium is?
Negative.
No? Okay. Okay, yeah. Let's roll for how many shots I'm gonna how many attacks I get. Yellow feet.
Okay.
Okay,
so that is 3.
Okay. God, I don't know. I'm watching all these like super people like just crumpling against this brick wall. You know what? I'm gonna. All right. So my first strike, I'm gonna go for a punch, and then we'll kind of see how it goes.
Okay.
Because scientific method. I have to see how this like if I can actually like maybe my strength is. Let's see. I'm gonna spend.
Would his familiarity with Dravixium as a Senian give him any insight?
No.
Yeah, they probably didn't let me play with any.
That would be like asking that to rephrase that question. Would your ability as a United States citizen give you any wherewithal about plutonium?
No.
Yeah.
We're all experts.
All right. I'm gonna spend 45 from my personal karma pool to for this punch because I wanna get it up to oh wait, hold on.
Rock'em Sock'em Robot range?
Yeah, I wanna don't actually. Oh sorry, I was looking at my strength. I wasn't looking at the fighting, so I'm gonna spend 50, not 45. Yeah, because I want to see if I can get if I get into the yellow range or higher, maybe I can actually do something. So
okay.
For science, it's a red feat.
Nice. Okay. Let's see.
It's so red, it's purple.
Yeah.
Okay, so your punch actually sends him kind of end over end. As you hear him go bang, 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 the metal basically connecting to the ground. What is your strength?
UN 100.
Okay. Give yourself UN 100 damage.
All right.
Oh.
Yep.
So that's just minus 100?
Yeah.
Okay.
So your health minus 100.
Okay. Okay. Ow.
Al was right. And now you see why everybody was having problems connecting with him. But I mean, you do end up hitting him, and you did kind of you did end up kind of stumbling on stop that.
Me? I didn't do anything.
No, it's my computer.
Oh, okay.
Deal with that later.
I didn't make any Twilight references.
Yeah, I immediately looked at Brittany. I was like,
Like,
what have you done?
Rude.
I know, right?
Rude.
I learned by watching you, Dad.
Yeah, it's just been you. So
okay, so but yeah, so you end up taking that damage. Your hand is like crumpled, and you can feel the pain racing through your body because you unfortunately punched something that is far stronger than you.
Oh, how dare you!
And it hurt a lot. So you have another action.
Yeah, I think I have 2 more actions.
You
right?
do. Now that you think about it.
Okay. Does he look at least like it hurt him, or did I just?
No, he's a little. Looks like he may be a little stunned, but that's about it.
Okay. In that case, yeah, I'm gonna fly above him, and let's I'm just gonna blast him 2 more times with the fire just to see if I can get to. All right. Okay. If that's not gonna do it, well then maybe I can superheat him.
Okay.
Let's see. Yeah. Do I don't know. I don't know if I know anything about Dravixium. And I'm assuming there's no plants that are going to help me in this moment. So yeah, I'll just I'm just going to try and blast them from a distance.
My tree friends, come to my aid.
they'll just kind of shimmy.
Yeah,
yeah.
Thanks.
They just release their pollen, and he starts coughing. That would be pretty sweet.
That's it. He's got hay fever. That's his weakness.
Right.
Let's see.
I start blowing dandelions in his face. Yeah.
Yeah.
He starts sneezing Dravixium.
Whoa.
We got to keep this guy around.
They call me hay fever. Okay. Okay.
Do you
Yellow.
mean haymaker? No.
Yeah, 2 yellow feats for blasting with fire.
So he's not dodging. So boom, boom. So you light him up again with your with the strongest forms of energy that you can, and it doesn't seem to be doing a whole lot. Xenofreeze.
Oh, I've superheated him. Yeah, maybe dropping.
No response from universe yet.
Nope.
No.
Nope, because it's all that same round.
Oh yeah.
Freeze him. Maybe he'll break because I heated him up. Maybe he's like a plate.
It's worth a shot.
Like in the first Fantastic Four movie.
Yep. So ice blast.
Just concentrating the cold generation to be like himself. Yeah. So let's see here. Agility.
Yep.
Green.
Okay.
He's hot, then he's cold.
So
hot, cold.
So he's not dodging because he's stunned at this point. So you
putting everything I have into
you
it.
pour it on. He's not screaming or anything, so it's hard to tell how effective it is. Again, don't know anything about their physiology, especially in this state. Right. Okay, so as you guys are still duking it out with him, you end up seeing 3 figures come down. I should say like a black diamond kind of appears out of nowhere. And 3 people come through, which is Amazing Grace, Black Mass, and Thor.
Nice.
And so he's, at this point he sees what what's going on, and he's got his hammer spinning at this point, and he says, "Lo, I see warfare afoot. Lay on!"
Can I shout out to them like he's made of Dravixium?
Sure.
Like, yeah, I'm gonna do that just to, don't punch him.
So yeah, so
broken head.
the hammer ends up striking him, and you hear a extremely loud clang at that point as Tyrax gets knocked backwards, continued upon the ground, and he
Thorzel.
He grabs Mjolnir back into his hand, and he says, "Ha ha, silly human, we care not for these things."
Mm-hmm.
I turn to him with my one eye.
Yeah, sure. Black Mass at this point ends up doing some like hand gestures or something, and you end up seeing shadows come out from like the alleyway and from around the ground, and tries holding Tyrax in place. And at that point, like Amazing Grace ends up waving her hand, and you see another one of those diamonds form underneath Tyrax. And so he goes to fall, and then it's closed, sealing him into the ground, which that hurt. And he ends up kind of shouting in pain at this point. He's not down. He's very irritated. So back to blue team. You can tell at this point, as you guys are looking around, that the ship is on high alert, and you can now faintly hear some explosions in the background.
Explosions. Do we also feel like vibrations as if we're being hit, or like?
Well, let's be realistic here. Think about the size of the ship.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. It depends on what it's it's made of.
I mean, if you walked up to a house, and pounded on the wall, some people would hear it. You may even hear it upstairs or whatnot. Is it really going to move? No.
Okay. All right. Okay.
We're not near any external walls, apparently.
Okay. So let's see. We were making our way towards a group that Lightbringer had found.
Yes.
Of people. Have we made our way there?
So obviously the doors are not reacting for you, but you can see that warning klaxons have been going off at this point. And as you get near the door, you're still invisible. You can see 15 Duridians come running out, fully armored with weapons.
Okay.
Do we go towards them or away from them? I mean, do we go where they came from or where they're going?
Let's go where they came from.
Okay.
Okay, so keep in mind, if you go in and the door closes, it's going to be difficult to get out. Now, if you want, you can take a quick glance in as they're running out to see what's in there.
Well, if we can, if it's obvious what's in there.
Okay.
Sean's definitely going to do that. So that way, if she needs to teleport, she's got a better idea.
Yeah, I mean, as you take a quick glance in there, it's a barracks.
It's barracks. Okay.
Yeah. So it's not super important unless you're trying to find like maybe personal information.
All right.
It's clear it's clear the group that was in here was probably gearing up for a land assault.
Okay.
Okay, that's not the way we want to go.
Follow them.
Let's follow them.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and it's not hard. And as you start following them, obviously, like 3 more groups end up going down another hallway, and that they turn and start following them. And of course, you could hear them shouting, back and forth. Probably filling each other in on what's going on, but unfortunately, it's all Greek to you, so you got no idea, what's happening. And you end up running down a corridor again. Some more people are coming out looking to see what's going on. And then, like, they're apparently running in another direction, probably maybe their own barracks or who knows. But they end up going out to what appears to be a hangar. Now, this hangar, it's all open space. So the first thoughts is quickly hold your breath. But then you can tell that there must be something there, very much like Star Wars. There's that shielding there or something. But you can see out into space. And from where you can see, like Dave, you can see that this ship is clearly helping to feed the troops on the ground. Because from a distance, you can also see some of the other ships that are in this fleet, and occasionally something like a light trail comes off of one every so often, descending down towards Earth. But you can also see from the far side of Earth some sort of energy projections flying across, kind of skimming the atmosphere of Earth and striking some of the other vessels that are in the fleet, which in turn they are returning fire.
This may be the Devaxians. Some of them may have arrived. We need to capitalize on this if we can. But at the same time, our main objective is to find a port to plug in.
Right.
Use your reason.
Should I roll also?
You might want to wait for a second.
Okay.
See if Dale can come up with something and then big brain it.
I mean, I can use regular reason.
I'm sure you can do that too if you want.
Yellow feet.
Oh, well, there you go. So at this point, Hyperion, if conventional wisdom still applies here, there should be a terminal here you can plug into, because this is a flight deck.
Right.
There's got to be some sort of, even if it's only for the ships here, there's got to be some sort of control center that allows them to monitor the ships coming in and out, landing, refueling, reloading, that sort of thing.
So since we're in there, we're seeing all these Duridians get to their launch shuttles and whatnot. Looking around, can we see where there might be like a control deck or panel or something that would have those terminals?
Everybody give me a intuition check.
All right, intuition check.
Not you.
Red.
Nice.
White. Not nice.
Ready for blue? Ooh. Nice.
Fine. Both of you
Green.
find it.
Okay, well, Lightbringer, you do end up spotting what appears to be a command deck for this particular hangar, nestled in the back, up in what appears to be in between levels. There's a little bit of a stairway that goes up to it. It's got a window that overlooks everything here. And you can faintly see from the distance, because this is, given given the size of this ship, this hangar's pretty deep. It's at least a football field in size.
Is that the same one that Joan sees?
Yes.
Okay. We'll point in that direction.
That's where we need to go. It's our best chance of accessing the ship.
Do you want me to portal us there? It might keep us from running into anybody.
Jerome, from where we're at, can we see how many Duridians are in that little
Yes, there.
control spot?
It is a ways away, but looks like it's 3.
If you can portal-
Because there's a window here, it's not as great a risk as just a straight blind teleport.
Okay. If you can teleport us directly inside, we can then immediately engage. The goal is to go all out. We can't wait and we can't hold back.
Do you think we could just stay cloaked and hook in?
Once we teleport in, it'll be obvious something happened, and that's going to attract their attention because of sound. If we stay cloaked and they're still operating on the terminals, I won't have access. They'll be in the way. But if you can keep us cloaked, that will give us a tactical advantage because they can't see us, but we can see them as we disable them.
Do we know how to fight them?
We're going to have to learn on the fly. They are humanoids. Therefore, head hits. Likely, they would still require oxygen to breathe. Chokeholds, hitting them repeatedly in one spot. Again, we can't hold back, but at the same time, we can't destroy the machinery in there, which means if you're going to fire, don't fire if your shot will miss and hit a control panel.
Right. Okay.
Are we ready?
They're made of rock. Hyperspeed erosion.
I'm going to re-roll.
I'm going to pour water on them for
That is
3.5
my-
million years.
I would like another re-roll because I'm using my last re-roll.
Okay, I got you.
Well, I've got her.
Okay.
Yellow feet.
Fine.
Okay. So she grabs a hold of you and Lightbringer, give me an endurance check.
Okay. RM. Green.
Okay, so you were a little fatigued, but not at the extent that it's going to compromise anything that you've got going on right now.
Sweet.
What you might normally be saying is, well, you're getting your steps in. But so in a moment, so then, you know, the three that are in here kind of, you know, they pause for a second, they start looking around, and you can hear them start talking amongst themselves, and
then mentally, he's like, well, they're confused now. And he goes for trying to punch one of them in the face.
okay. So we are now in combat rounds for Legacy
Okay.
Blue. So I need initiative checks for Dale, Shelley, and Brittany. Because you're invisible, you're all getting a free action.
Oh.
4.
Wait, where do you get the +1 from? I don't remember.
It's because of your if your intuition is high enough, you get that bonus to your initiative.
Oh, my intuition is 40.
It's in the Supers text chat pin.
Oh, right.
So
We
just
were
take a
just
look.
talking about that.
So 40 gives you a +3.
Oh, sweet.
So you might want to
So Brittany,
put that down on your sheet.
So Brittany, you are an 8, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Shelley, what are you at?
And you're muted.
And don't forget to add your initiative or your intuition bonus. You've already got a 3. You just need to add your initiative bonus. What are you rolling for? Yeah, so don't roll that. You've already rolled a 3. I just need to know what your intuition bonus is.
And you're still muted.
And you're still muted.
Sorry, 6.
Okay, so what's your intuition?
75.
Okay. So you have so you have 6 plus 3, so you're at a 9.
There we go.
Okay.
And Dale got a 4?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's a free action, so it doesn't really matter who's going first at this point. So Dale, why don't you go ahead and whatever it is you're going to do.
Right. Okay.
He is the Rock'em Sock'em robot.
That's right.
Are we allowed to go lethal on these guys? Or is that still a negative?
He just said don't hold back.
Okay.
Yeah, like Hyperion has said a couple times now already. Don't hold back.
Well, okay.
I mean, interpret that however you would.
But I was just thinking, like, from a karma standpoint,
We're trying to save the world.
And they started it.
Karma Shawarma.
And maybe
Lightbringers.
aliens. Okay.
Lightbringers from Texas, right?
Okay, so
She's from Colorado.
Should I be rolling for how many attacks I get, or is it just the one attack right now?
No, you're. Well, it's a free action because you're surprised, so you're still gonna roll for fighting.
Got it.
Yep.
Okay.
Rider.
That and
Wait,
let's see.
so we are still going to roll for fighting?
I'm gonna.
Unless you purposely want to take one action.
Okay.
Because I'm just punching, it'll be that. Okay, so red feet.
Ooh. So if I'm rolling, should I just roll my fighting to see how many I get?
Mhm.
Okay.
So Dale, what is your fighting?
My fighting is RM30. Since I'm just planning on punching the guy, I'm using martial arts A, so that would give me a.
That would be martial arts
column
B.
shift. Or okay.
Yeah, A is I think like a type of grappling.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Cause, color, result.
So you get your full 2 actions in Hyperion.
Okay, cool.
So Shelly only gets 1. And Brittany only gets 1.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, let them have it.
First
so starting with
punch.
Hyperion.
Okay. First one misses.
So you guys quickly drop out of invisibility and you swing, and you again, it's all seconds on the counter at this point. So you swing, you put a big dent into the control console, and everyone, like, there's a moment where they all kind of go as you swung like from nowhere.
Nice. All right.
It's like the masked murderer who just appears from behind you but actually misses.
Right. Okay, and second attempt. Yellow feet.
Okay, so that was just punching.
Yeah.
Okay, so missed with the first one, and just bang connects with the with a left hand connection. So that is an 86. Let me see. Let me take a look. You may have. So that was blunt. That was a yellow. And his endurance was not enough. Okay, yeah. So, at this point, Hyperion goes, kind of back fisting him, quasi hammer strike, connects, and that's about 10 tons of pressure on the individual. So he's not dead, but it punches him completely clean out of the command center and just like causes him to tumble down, helplessly onto the flight deck. Just so there's this big hole, gaping man-sized hole.
Nice.
Whoever wants to go next, Shown or Lightbringer?
I am going to light one of them up.
With electricity.
Yes, and so that I do not miss.
Roll your agility.
I'm going to touch him.
Well, that's going to be a fighting check.
Okay.
If you just blast, we can use karma to try to ensure that you hit him and rather like not miss. So your agility is what again?
My agility is unearthly.
Okay.
Which is way better than your fighting.
Right.
Yes.
So spending at least 15 means you'll get at least a green. Are we cool, everybody, with 15? So she can. Yeah. Okay. So roll it plus 15.
Ooh. Okay. Yes. Okay, so that is obviously a hit because they weren't expecting it. Yellow result on energy is a bullseye. Let's see what happens to this poor schmo. Oh, yeah. So basically, the guy was partly alerted to Hyperion dropping out of stealth, punching the thing, and then punching that guy out there. And as he was about ready to like sound the alarm, he kind of turned, and Shone was like right there, so she got him right between the eyes, just kudang, and hit him, and it causes him to spin in the chair, and he's just like temporarily stunned, just and he's all Lightbringer.
I'm going to blast the third guy. Hard radiation.
Hard radiation.
Okay,
Hard
so that's a
ticket to Hawaii.
That's an agility check, right?
That is an agility check, yes.
Yellow.
These poor guys.
Ooh.
Yeah. Go team.
Do I roll my hard rad?
No,
Okay.
that's the intensity of your damage. So okay, so he gets up. He's not stunned or anything, although you caught him like square in the chest. So he's buckling backwards, and his chest is showing like burn radiation marks, and backs up against the wall. He's the only one that's conscious at this point.
Excellent. And that was our ambush round.
This section, the office place where we are, is there a back wall, or is it like open?
Yeah, basically it's think of a
Is
square room.
Is it fully enclosed?
Yes, think of a square room, right? And in one of the corners, they built a command section. So it's fully enclosed, but it only takes up like a little bit of the corner.
Okay, and there's a hole in the wall?
Now there is, yes. So there's two ways to get in and out.
Okay.
The man-sized hole that Hyperion kindly ventilated, and the way you came up.
Are there, I guess there are Duridians in the area outside of...
There 100% are, and
Okay.
they saw the guy come flying out and hit the ground. That's kind of hard to miss.
Okay. So sending more guys through the wall would probably not help that situation.
No, probably not.
Okay, that's what I wanted to know.
So at this point, his action is to try and sound the alarm. So he is leaping forward. Well, not really leaping, more like leaning, pushing himself forward because he's seriously hurt onto the flight controls, and hits the button. Your actions. It is currently Shelley.
Yeah.
I'll say plug in.
Yeah. I'm going to blast him.
Ow. Okay.
While Hyperion plugs in.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you are first, so it's the obviously top of the round. You guys need to roll your fighting again. If you think this guy is going to last beyond Shone.
Never know.
Green.
So if you got a green Lightbringer, your fighting should give you 2.
Okay.
Shone, what you're fighting?
Incredible.
That gives you 2 actions around.
Okay. Just go blast him twice. If the first one don't take him down.
Okay.
Okay. Red feet.
How appropriate.
We could, yeah. We can spend, what is it, 50 karma to degrade that to a yellow feat to avoid like a kill.
After that conversation, you're really willing to spend 50 karma.
No, he's dead.
Okay,
fine.
so
Don't hold back. Wait, hold back.
so
Let's
she
have a
lights
side-
him up. Oh,
Well,
yeah,
the side
that's it.
game.
So it is very appropriate that the person you keep having to harp on killing is the one that actually kills this guy. So
Yeah.
he hit the alarm. So Shone just goes, casts down electricity from her form, striking him with a thunderous lightning bolt and sending just rock rubble everywhere around them, just spackling the window and causing spidering of the glass, the hitting the back of the thing. All available karma is gone.
Yep.
From that pool, so
Okay.
That's what I was afraid of.
That's fine. We're not losing thousands. We're okay.
We're in the middle of a fight with Dynax.
Right. I hear you.
And now we have no karma.
Do we still have
But
our
consider
our-
what's
our-
happening to Tyrex. Like, he's kind of invulnerable right now. We got to be clever about how we beat him. But
Do we still have our roll karma?
you'll have your. I'm sorry, your
our
what?
roll karma? What does
Like
that mean?
our additional our spending pool?
You mean the
Oh,
bank's
your-
karma?
No, your individual karma, you mean?
No.
Like, if you have any individual?
Yeah, if you have individual karma, that's gone.
Even mine too.
Yep.
It's gone.
Yep.
Oh,
I don't have
Hey,
any
Nabbit.
individual. Nothing.
You told her
Yeah.
not to hold back, so
Right.
she didn't hold back.
Right.
It
It's
is
a
what it is.
It's a calculated risk. We're in wartime. The world is at stake.
So
Maybe I did have
Okay.
karma.
you guys
So
are
you're saying
so you guys are in the.
free for all for the rest of the scene.
I'll let you guys decide that in character, but you guys are in the
Fine,
flight
we can-
deck. Obviously, the alarms have been sounded. They know that there's something. Or at least the people here immediately know that there's the Doridians know something's amiss.
Right.
Obviously, not necessarily abroad. What do you plan on doing about it?
Quickly get plugged in.
Yeah.
Plug
So-
in. We'll hold him off.
Excellent. Yeah, so Hyperion's looking around, seeing where he can plug in to start his virus mojo.
Okay. Give me a reason check.
Can I bump that up with computer engineering?
Computer programming, yes,
Okay, that'll work.
which is computer whatever.
Right. Yeah, okay. Boop. Red feet.
Okay.
Oh.
So
So
you
far,
pull
so
out the
Right
you pull
there.
out the plug at the second, to plug into your the back of your neck, and oddly enough, they have the same plugins,
Yes.
which reconfirms that
Universal USB.
many of the races probably retrofit a lot of
Dexamite tech.
Dexamite technology, and just when they mastered it enough, just kind of pushed it forward.
Yep.
So you plug in. It's taking a bit for you to figure out, even with your brain, to figure out like how to work this. But you do end up seeing something that you think makes sense. Give me an intuition check.
Oh no. Intuition. Okay.
Don't forget to spend karma.
Right. We gotta do that.
Spend all the karma.
White feet, but I'm gonna re-roll that.
Okay.
There we go.
So you're
Somebody give
so
him another reroll.
your mind at this point is still going through trying to figure out how the database actually works, but flight controls. Looking at it, you're like, and because you're able to do a couple things at once, you can multitask. You think, with a reasonable certainty, that the two options you see there are open and close for the flight deck.
Sweet. And it's currently open, right?
No, it's currently closed.
Oh, it's currently closed. Oh.
Everybody hold your breath.
It's actually not what you're supposed to do in a vacuum.
So Hyperion, again, mentally through the crown. Hold on to something right now. Do you both hold on to things?
Yes.
Oh yes.
Okay. And he goes ahead and flips that switch.
Okay. So at this point, like you see a couple Doridians like leveling their weapons, getting ready to fight, because this is all happening like pretty fast. Leveling their weapons, like a couple rounds maybe kind of fly close, or one of them comes close to shattering the glass. And several others are obviously trying to run up the stairway to get in there. And then he flips it, and there's just a second, like not even a second, like a millisecond, where you see that shielding go down, and all of a sudden, and everything just starts sucking out into space. Lightbringer and Shone, roll your strength.
I'd like to spend some karma.
Yeah,
Sure.
I was
Sure.
You can spend 0.
You can spend the tumbleweed that currently resides.
Carry the one.
Yeah. So nothing
Remarkable is what?
plus nothing divided by
RM.
nothing. Carry the
RM.
Yeah.
Please be nice. Please be nice. Please be nice. Please be nice. Yellow.
Green.
Okay. So you both grab a hold of it, and for a moment, it's like that scene in Spaceballs where Dark Helmet is lifted up, like he's just holding onto railing, and you're just like, whoa! Like you're both like lifted up, and then of course Hyperion recloses the ray shielding. Unfortunately, all the Doridians have been blown out into space. So, Shone, you don't have really anything to worry about. He kind of one-upped you by about 40. And of course, there are some. Not all the ships.
Fist bumps him.
Not all of the ships got blown out, but a few of them did. So there's kind of drifting off into space, and obviously some of the things that weren't nailed down, like tools or freight that they might have had on there. So like all of a sudden it just kind of dumped some junk out into space,
Right.
like off to the side.
Do we get karma loss for littering?
In space.
Technically,
They'll just burn up in the atmosphere.
technically that would be property damage if it hit like a rogue satellite or something. But so you end up getting that going, and you're trying to give me another reason check to drop your payload.
Okay. Right. Yellow feet.
Okay, so you get in reasonably enough. Again, it would have been nice if you had a ship or something to practice on, so you could have figured out like what their operating systems were like. But you're able to plug in, so there's enough of a hope there it's going to work.
Yeah.
So 0 cool, you drop your payload.
Boop. All right. And so now I'm just kind of monitoring it to see how well it does against the ship, to see if we can start to control it eventually.
Okay, well, you're going to be there for a bit.
Yeah.
So down on ground level, gold team.
Let's go, gold team.
Derek, why don't you give me a reason check?
Okay. Let's see. Come here, mouse.
Oh,
Yellow.
okay. So you reason offensively, you're not able to do much at this point, especially with the way he is now.
Mm-hmm.
Defensively, however, if you hold back and not go on the offense, maybe your ice shield, you can throw something in the way as he projects something to block some of your teammates and keep them alive longer.
Right. Okay. Still no word from Universe?
Actually, yes. So right as the next round comes around, so at this point, Red Arsenal, you heal 30. Pulsar, you heal 75. You end up obviously you hear some squelching as Universe is coming back online to indicate that what it's found. So there's only right now there's Jurgen. Communicate's not in the fight because she took Red Arsenal off to try and to try and keep him alive.
Mm-hmm.
So what ends up happening? So let me get to actually Red Arsenal in a second. Communique breaks out some smelling salts. And helps bring Red Arsenal back around sooner.
Nice.
So you're active. You have a massive headache at this point because you didn't get to come out naturally, but it
doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. So Albrecht at this point, Lady Superbia, and so Albrecht, Lady Superbia, and then of course Black Mass Thor and Amazing Grace are the ones that are trying to keep him under wraps and deal with him some more. Even though he was molecularly fused in with whatever he fell into because of the diamond, he literally puts his hands down on the ground and is just pulls himself right up, just ground and all that were fused off him, and he's just like, patting it off. Though he is having difficulty fighting through the magical abyss that Black Mass is basically throwing on. Think kind of like Obtenebration for Vampire. Very, very similar. Like he just keeps throwing these shadowy arms around him and staying back. And it's doing a good enough job of keeping him kind of entangled. Thor is just going balls to the wall, getting up close and punching, and primarily striking with Mjolnir, which does seem to be having some effect. Which any of you who are there, magic. So magic may be another thing. So he's starting to finally buckle him again. The tide is starting to turn a little bit more in your favor and getting giving you guys who have already been in the fight, a breath at this point from the disparity. But as and of course Amazing Grace is still there too. Amazing Grace is occasionally focusing on she's not actually physically trying to tangle with Tyrax because Black Mass is trying to keep him tied up. Damocles, or not Damocles, but Thor is trying to wail on him. Albrecht is trying to keep him kind of tied up, and Lady Superbia is blasting as she can. So Amazing Grace is taking some moments to peek to innocents that are here, and is trying to direct some traffic, and she'll throw up like that teleportation diamond, and urging them to run through that to get out of the area, to try and get them clear. So she's trying to do a little damage control along the sides. But there's a moment like he ends up Thor ends up striking him again with Mjolnir, and you end up seeing what appears to be kind of like a neon bluish liquid kind of coming out of his jaw at one point. And angered, Thor comes around to swing on him again. And he grabs a hold of Thor's arm, with Mjolnir in hand before he could actually strike him. and he punches him right in the shoulder, and you hear like just this gruesome snap as his right arm ends up going limp, and he ends up stomping down with his foot to shatter his kneecap. Albrecht unceremoniously punts Thor out of the way because he's hurting too. He doesn't like soccer kick him, but he takes his own leg and just kind of shoves him, and it clearly hurts. But he's trying to get Thor out of the way so he can recover, heal, or whatever have you. And at this point, you were still in the fight. Pulsar.
Yes.
You end up seeing Terax kind of come back like he's readying something, and he ends up projecting it your way.
Uh-oh.
All right. I have a energy sheath and all that stuff, so I don't know
which that acts as armor.
Okay.
That's how you fly too. It's like basically you have this. Have you seen Cannonball from the New Mutants and X-Force?
I know of the character.
It's kind of like that. Yeah,
Okay.
you basically got this energy around you, and it not only adds a little bit of damage protection to some form, but allows you to fly too. So
it's a cocoon.
Okay.
Yes.
Do I have any way of dodging this, or is
you can? Yes. So you can attempt to. So you have not had your actions yet, so you can attempt to dodge, which will make your next attacks harder, but you'll still get actions this round. Or you can attempt to evade, and if successful, obviously you'll have no actions this round, but potentially you'll have a greater degree to your like column shift, basically, to strike back.
Okay.
In essence, it's like you're gambling to try and put yourself into a better position and hoping that you don't get hit this round.
Okay. I think I will do that because, like, I know punching him's not going to do anything, and I'm hesitant to throw fire at him anymore just because, like, there's so many people around him. But hopefully I can evade this, and then if I do well, I have an idea of something else I could try doing that's unconventional. But yeah, so what do I have to roll?
Agility.
Oh man. Okay. I have no personal karma.
Correct.
Okay, just making sure. All right. Green fate.
All right. So that is unfortunately not enough, at least to get out of the way of his strike. Would have been good enough had he not hit. Sorry, and that's the other thing too to keep in mind. If you're attempting to evade and end up getting a white result, whoever's attacking you automatically hits.
Oh, I didn't know that's how that worked.
Right. That's my bad. I forgot to say that.
Okay.
Tactically wise, you still chose the right route, but okay. So he ends up doing one of these numbers, and you end up seeing a silvery, what appears to be some sort of silvery pike form from the ground, like the ground changes and forms into that, and ends up striking you. So
Spear?
basically, yes. He got stuck with the Dravixium spear.
Yep, that's right. That.
So you have obviously stuff that's going to absorb for damage. So what's your so what do you have for energy sheath?
AM50.
Nice. Okay. And then you still have your costume, or you guys didn't give him a costume yet, did you?
I just have the suit.
Okay. So that's all you got. Do you have body resistance or anything else like that?
I'm gonna say no because I don't see anything like that on the thing.
Okay, let me just take a quick look.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever been hit like this before, so I don't know if that's ever even come up.
Well, it's about to come up.
Oh, snap!
That's a lot of nuts.
That's pretty much what this fight's turning into. We gotta pull the pyramids out of his chest. Beware of
Open
Tyrex's
your
iron claws,
mouth.
and beware his Dravixian spike.
No,
He
you're right.
eats-
Yeah, that is all you have. Okay, so you take 200 points of damage. Take off the 50, so it's
Okay.
150 in one hit.
Okay. I'm still up.
Ow.
And give me an endurance check.
Yellow
Goodness.
feet.
Oh, good. Yellow feet. Ugh. So not only does that kill strike not put you in the realm of losing an endurance column, or put you anywhere near dying, you're not even knocked unconscious. However, you are impaled by a large spike of Dravixium as you go as the impact connects with you, and you end up flying back and hit the side of a building, and end up getting like stuck right there.
All right. I'll get out of it.
You're
You
like,
need to drink some water.
you're all like, "Pfft, I'll walk it off.
Well, no. I'm like, yeah. I could just like pull out. Like I can fly, and I've got crazy strength, so I should be able
Yeah.
to.
Yeah, yeah. Your endurance, or not endurance, but your regeneration is gonna help clutch here. But that really, really hurt.
Right.
Yeah.
Jerome. Jerome,
What?
hydrate. Hydrate.
I have been.
That's
That's
why
what
you
caused me coughing.
exactly. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well,
I've been
Front
doing that
pipe.
this whole time.
Yeah.
All right, so now that Davy's back in, where does our initiative? Davy, you're up.
Okay, so he's gonna like blech, smelling the salt, and he's gonna like get up, thank communicate, get the bow ready,
I'd like to thank my fans.
and he's gonna fire at where did she leave me? Did she leave me like on a rooftop, down below somewhere?
Yeah, we'll say a rooftop.
Okay. Ah, perfect.
Yeah, a building not terribly far away, but not directly in line sight.
Perfect. All right. All right. Oops.
Does he get to roll for how many?
No, my fighting isn't that.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, let's see if this works.
He's a one-shotter. Pew pew.
Oh, it worked. Green feet.
Okay. So you kind of take a step real quick and pull a Hawkeye.
Yep.
Fire off a psychic bolt from your new bow and strike him right in the head.
Nice.
Letting him know you're there, but you made your mark.
Yes.
And what's your power rank on that? It's a 50, right?
It is 40. Mind Blast, IN 40.
Oh, okay. So 40.
Yep. Can I move?
Nope.
No, I cannot move. All right.
So we're at Derek.
Yes. You had started to say something about word from universe.
Oh, yes.
At the top of the round.
I did, actually. So universe comes in and it says, universe to Xenofreeze.
Copy.
I have your information. And then you hear...
Universe? Universe, do you copy?
And there's nothing coming through.
Oh, he must have fired his laser.
Dag nabbit.
Yep.
All right. Where is Monarch in relation to me?
Monarch, from where you're at, Monarch is about 20 yards behind your position because the way the fight started, you guys started going
Pushing him back. Yeah.
like pushing him back, and Monarch ended up falling closer to where the initial fighting was happening.
Okay. Well, then I will start to systematically start putting shielding up to where, like, staggering it, like, you know, if I'm right here, I'm putting a wall up right here and then a wall up right here, and like systematically, like going forward like this, and then I'll start working my way back. So that way they're staggered to where somebody can still kind of run fairly straight in the middle if they needed to run away.
Okay.
But
so basically you're setting up some defensive fortifications.
Yes.
With ice.
Yes.
Okay.
And also my ice would be a lot softer than a building though too.
Yes it would.
So
and even if they still go through it will absorb some of the impact.
Yeah. So that's what I'm doing as much as I can. Just
okay. Smart. Okay. No need to roll for that, but that's smart. Okay, so top of the round. So you guys are obviously getting back. They're back into it again. So with Thor going down and severely injured, at this point Tyrax is making his way through and is trying to get to Black Mass, because Black Mass's magic is something he realizes he's got a problem with. And so Black Mass ends up firing like sharp, what would in essence be sharpened shadows. And you actually see it pierce into Tyrax. Again, it's magic. So he's like, "Argh!" And so he ends up lobbing another one of those spears at Black Mass. And so you, again, it's another one of those, you can see the ground in a very, movie-esque kind of way, like the ground kind of spinning, sharpening up and turning. He actually has the ability to turn things into Dravixium at this point, and it's doing it midair, and it's going right at Black Mass, and he's unfortunately stuck. He's big, and he doesn't move like some of you guys do, so he's like he's at that point trying to brace for it. And you end up seeing a teleportation diamond like form like an inch before him, and he goes, passes right through him, and he's just like, sort of thing, just like completely shocked, because Grace was able to save his hiney at that point. She just gives him a thumbs up. And Tyrax ends up turning around. He like stomps the ground, and you end up seeing the pillars of the ground rise up and spear her from underneath. She's pretty resilient, not super resilient like some of the guys, but she's pretty resilient. So like one of them ends up piercing into her leg, but the others like gash her up like really bad, and she's like forced to buckle backwards. And then Ulbrich is coming back around. He's taking a moment. It looks like he's healed his hand, and now, because it's clear he's going to have problems getting through the body of Tyrax at this point. So he is now taking and using weapons to try and distract him. So he's got like a light post, and he just goes bang, and he cracks it over, which of course snaps it. But he's trying to keep him off of Black Mass, because it looks like, similar to Red Arsenal, that's a way ultimately you guys are going to be able to try and stop him. It's something that's getting through this metal. So we are back at the top of the round. If you were healing, heal. At this point, I think Red Arsenal should be good.
I am back to full.
That's what I thought. Pulsar is pretty darn close already.
I'm at 175, so I'm still 100 down.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He's beefy.
He is the beefy.
Yeah. They call me,
Beefy.
call me the Enchilito. Is it my turn? Am I first?
Fun fact:
It is.
I've been studying Portuguese, and beefy is the name for a steak.
Mm.
Beefy.
Ah,
Okay. All right.
and taco is the name of squid in Japan.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Okay, so I'm going to all right, so getting harpooned was not part of my plan, but here's what I'm thinking is okay, well now I have something to hit him with. And so I'm gonna like pull the thing out and I'm gonna try and fly at him at full speed and try to harpoon him, hoping that the Dravixium spear will be able to do something against the Dravixium man.
Okay.
So I don't know what to roll for that, but that's what I want to do.
So you are doing what's basically called like a move through attack, like a body tackle.
Yep.
So you are still going to need to roll. I believe it's your fighting.
Are you proficient in the lance?
Well, I've seen The Knight's Tale, and
Right.
It's
That's all
called
you
the
need.
lance. Hello.
okay. So I'm rolling fighting.
Let me double check real quick.
Okay.
I think that's what it's for.
Should I? Well, actually,
No, actually, correction. It's your endurance. I don't know why they would do that, but listen, that's why I was wanting to double check. It's used to determine success in charging attacks.
Oh, it's not strength. Interesting. Okay. Should I roll my fighting first to see how many
Yes.
things I can do? Okay. So that is okay. It's a green feat.
Okay. So that gives you 2 attacks.
Okay. All right.
So
yeah.
you tear yourself off the building and grabbing your spear. You do have a magic helmet. So you take 10 damage of pulling yourself off. It's unfortunately it bypasses your armor because it's already in you.
Okay. All right. So. Okay.
And fly, baby, fly. Make your mama cry.
Oh. I was thinking of sort of Sons of the Lambs. Fly away, little starling. Fly, fly away. So I'm rolling my endurance.
You actually are rolling your endurance, yes, for a charging attack.
Okay.
He's trying to eat us with some Chianti and fava beans.
Oh, white feet.
Ooh, okay. So you come flying in. You come flying in to connect with them. And as you
Do you have a reroll?
as you fly into,
I don't know if I have one.
yeah.
Oh,
So
sorry.
at this point we're past. You fly in to connect with them, and you end up seeing the spear kind of fall away, almost like it was water.
Oh, he can control. Oh, what a
And
jerk.
then, but you end up you hit him ineffectively, so you could and kind of bounce off. But you still have another action.
Okay, then I'll kind of recover in the air. Oh, I know what I'm gonna do.
I gave you a reroll.
Oh, thank you. I'm going to go. I'm gonna fly. Can I use this to? Can I essentially do like a maneuver during this point now?
How so? What do you?
I'm gonna go and I'm gonna grab Black Mask and I'm gonna take him off the ground. I'm gonna carry him.
Oh, Black Mass.
Yeah, I'm gonna fly around with him so that way he can do his magic from the
Oh,
air.
100%. You absolutely can. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go and grab him and I'm gonna try to keep him mobile, making him a harder target.
Okay. So as you fly over and scoop him up unexpectedly. So he's not going to say no, and he's just like thanks. But what you notice now is as you're up in the air, Xenofreeze has started putting basically like wedges in between. If you are agile enough and fly in between those, it could make you a more difficult target to strike.
Okay, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna try to give Black is it Black Mask?
Mass.
Mass.
Mass. Okay.
MASS.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to give Black Mass as much like mobility and enough like options to take his shots as possible, but I'm gonna try to make him a harder target to hit and
Okay.
kind of shoulder attacks if I can.
That'll work. All right. So back to blue team.
How's that virus doing?
Oh, wait a minute. Sorry. That we're still finishing off their rounds. Red Arsenal, you're next. And Xenofreeze, you're still putting up more walls.
Yes.
Okay. And you actually see Pulsar at this point moving your way, as it with Black Mass, as if he's going to start utilizing those. So.
Oh, cool.
All right, let's go
I'll just-
ahead.
Once I get enough, I'll just start reinforcing them, and
Sure.
yeah.
Come on, red result. Let's go. Psychic arrow at Metalman. Oh!
You're like, I've had a nice little nap.
Yeah.
Put a boxing glove on this psychic arrow.
Yes, for real.
It wasn't a boxing glove. That was a metal gauntlet.
Yeah.
Nice. So finally, something's starting to go your way for the team. So Red Arsenal at this point pulls back, draws, strikes. He was absolutely focused on Black Mass and Pulsar scooping him up, trying to get away. So he was getting ready to take another shot, and you catch him like right in the back of the head, like right at the base.
Ooh,
Just
nice.
Zap! And so he's reeling at this point in pain, and he ends up, for the first time, he's buckling down to his knee from that shot, and he is actually stunned. And as soon as you hear that, you hear Jurgen say, "Pile on!" Xenofreeze is just basically making an ice fort at this point, with places that you can temporarily hide around or hide behind, or something to absorb impact, just fortifying that section of Central Park. So now we're back over to blue team.
All right. How's the virus doing? Where's that progress bar?
Okay, give me a reason check.
It's a spinning wheel of death.
No, it'll never end.
A little paper clip pops up and says, "Hello, I think you're trying to upload a virus."
Oh, I gotta kill that thing.
Why did the Dexamite choose Windows?
It's the same question as Independence
Time
Day.
remaining for upload approximately 5 minutes. Then it jumps to 7. Then it jumps to 3, and then it jumps back up to 5.
Okay.
And it says 215 days.
Clippy can't come up because you said yesterday that Clippy was actually Jerome, and that they can't be seen at the same time.
Oh.
Okay.
Green tea.
Okay. So you drop it. In there. Well, you've got it dropped in there, I should say. It's been released. You just don't know the effectiveness at this point. It's going to take time.
Okay. Then at that point, Lightbringer looks to his sisters and goes, "I can stay here and leave because I can use portals to leave if I need to. Both of you can teleport back to the ground and see if you can assist, but you might actually want to go and see if Dr. Rostenkowski has been woken and ask her about Dervixium. I remember from the future alternate version of Lightbringer that she said Dervixium might have something to do with defeating Tyrax, but we had no way of actually determining that. If she's awake, see what she knows. If not, join in the battle in Manhattan."
You just be careful, brother. Come back
will.
in one piece. And she
Okay.
will take her sister's hand and poof them out. Back to Dr. Rostenkowski.
Or
Okay.
to the neutral area in New Prussia.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then
Go
I'll rush
ahead
us
and
to
make
the-
your Sean, make your psyche check.
Okay.
Just need a green feet.
Not the one.
You have been here before.
Yeah. Psyche?
Yes.
Okay. Red feet.
Ooh. Okay, so you end up dropping down, basically where you had left, which was just outside the secure complexes to New Prussia, and you can see the fighting is fierce. There's craft flying through the skies. There are people running everywhere. There's damage all around. On the outside, there's open fires currently going on. As soldiers are rushing back and forth, trying to apparently take on some of the Duridian ground forces. So you can hear conventional arms fire from assault rifles and small explosives. And occasionally you can hear like automatic fire from higher tech weapons, back and forth as the New Prussia and their allies are trying to push back the Duridian forces that have hit the ground.
Shone will tell her sister to go check on the doctor, and Shone will try to hit as many of the enemy as she can from her spot.
Should we contact Signet first?
Sure. Probably wouldn't hurt.
Do we have like a connection with them automatically, or do we need to?
No, you have to call into it.
Okay.
That would be a massive strain if that was the case.
Okay, I will reach out to Psych Out telepathically.
Okie doke. So there's a
red.
Yeah. So there's a moment of disturbance in your mind for a second as you're familiar with it, as you are essentially trying to connect mentally to another individual, and then it comes back on. He ends up connecting through. This is Psych Out. Lightbringer, is that you?
Yeah, we're two of the three of us are planet side again. Do you know if Dr. Rostenkowski is awake?
I don't know currently, but you're just in time. Sagan is currently leading a platoon on the east end of our territory. She is currently being met with hostility from Duridians who are apparently reinforced with by Russians. We're not sure, but she's currently cut off. Can you assist?
Yeah, I'll send put Shone in the network, and I'll send her over there. I need to find Dr. Rostenkowski first, and then after that, I'll go join.
Affirmative, and then you can feel that connection shown that you're basically added to the group call.
Okay. So I'll tell her. I'll describe where she needs to go.
Okay.
And then I'll run into the
base. Since they've been there so many times as it is, would it be that difficult for her to?
That would be a blind jump. You've never been to the border of New Prussia and Belarus.
Okay. Okay. Yellow.
Okay. So good enough. So, and I will get back to you in a second. So you teleport over there to start assisting, and it like they have some dug in emplacements along the side, and you can see that they're rolling up like conventional tanks into the area. From what it looks like, There's a small contingent of the Duridians who are there who are reinforcing the Russian military that they have. They're using standard tanks and rifles and whatnot, of the era, and the Duridians are reinforcing them with their high tech. And so they're stalemated, but you can tell because of the way the fighting has been taking place. Anybody from the New Prussian forces, if they back up, they're just going to sacrifice that ground, and it's going to cut. It's essentially going to cut them off because currently, because of the fighting that's happening in the capital, they don't have anywhere to fall back to.
Okay.
So I'll get you in a second. Lightbringer, you're running inside the military complex to go check on Dr. Rostenkowski.
Yeah.
Okay. So you go running inside there. Of course, they quickly let you through, but it's very busy. Obviously, there are medics and soldiers and whatnot. Everybody running in or out. Part of the medical wing down here has been converted specifically as a bivouac for soldiers. So they're not doing obviously any sort of experimentation. Everybody is down here trying to get healthy.
Triage.
And one of the officers and one of the scientists ends up taking you back into the room, or this basically where they've sectioned off, and they've got Dr. Rostenkowski back there.
She awake?
She is.
I'm gonna go and hold her hand and say, "How are you feeling?"
Out of sorts. I all I can do is just watch from this window as people run back and forth. All I know is it's utter chaos outside.
Yeah.
Do you have any news?
Well, I have a little bit of progress from orbit, but time will tell. I'm not sure what's happening on the ground. But I need to ask you something important. I have reason to believe that Dravixium is an important key to defeating Tyrax. Do you happen to know of any connection?
She says I very little. The Senian government kept a lot of that under wraps. I do know that there was alien contact because I remember seeing, the ship and rock-like beings that were walking around. There was a small contingent, down there at any given moment, and they seem highly interested in the Dravixium.
That would be the Duridians that we're fighting. Yeah, we know that they were in contact with Senia. Can you tell us anything about weaknesses of Dravixium?
No, we don't know any known weakness outside of that metal being used against itself.
Dravixium being used against itself.
Correct.
Well, it's something. Okay.
She's like, I'm I don't know I don't even know if there's time for it, but if I had access to a lab and a sample or something, I could try and review it to see if there's something that there might be a way around it.
I don't know if there's time for that or where we get a sample. I mean, maybe New Prussia has some, but let me ask. Worst thing they can do is say no. So I'll go into I'll find that researcher again and ask him if they have any Dravixium samples that we could test.
Okay. And he does say that they do. I mean, you of course have that security clearance. They do, but it's very minuscule. It's something that they use to help, which in so many terms, he explains it's often needed to, like a road, like a like a chemical roadmap to help them make the Dravixium, basically the knockoff Dravixium. I forget what the official name I gave it, but which is a super steel. It's obviously, it's still great, but it's nowhere near that compound level. So yes, they do have a little.
Am I still connected to her through Skynet?
Skynet, yes.
Skynet.
I swear, Davey and his random numbers, and you and your random names.
Yeah.
Like, Davey's like, it's the 50,000. What?
We're twins,
It's, okay.
We're Geminis.
That'll work.
But am I still connected to her?
Second time I've said yes.
Oh, okay. I didn't hear the first time. Sorry.
Yeah.
Lightbringer. Perhaps they can get you some samples off of the battlegrounds outside from the Fallen.
Do they have Dravixium with them?
No, they're all rock. They're all rock beans.
If we could get some from Senia or from the black site in Utah, or from our team base, those are the only places I know where Dravixium is located.
Didn't we have some on our ship?
Did we?
Mm-hmm.
I don't recall.
I think so.
Did we take scraps of some stuff?
Yes.
I thought
we
we
the
took
ships
some
there in New
scraps.
Prussia. Oh, there's your
Okay.
Okay.
We did do that, right? We took some scraps.
Yeah.
Like I said, I don't recall. If it's in the notes, then you did. If not, then no.
Roll a
Let's
D100.
go to the notes. Oh, yeah. Odd or even.
Yeah.
But while you guys are looking that up, please continue. That's where we're going to stop for the evening. Right in the middle of War and Chaos. So before we completely wrap up, we have RP votes to do, as well as I left the other one.
We took samples from the black site. We took the 5x5 Dravixium panels, samples of tube fluid, and powered dexamite skeleton and ship parts.
Cool. There we go. So yes, you do.
Yeah. Good job.
So we need to do first monthly karma.
Right. What am I rolling?
1d10.
1d10. Okay.
We're including birthdays.
Do we have any birthdays in February?
6. Well, you get to roll your birthday.
George, do you actually have a birthday this month?
Yeah, it's in 4 days.
Okay. Then yes, we will. You get additional. But however, all of this goes to bank.
Oh.
Because if you roll it and you're like, no, it's not going to bank, then I take it all away because you guys have already killed multiple people. So it would be pointless.
I didn't kill anybody.
It wouldn't apply until after the scene or after the
battle
mission.
Yeah.
So I rolled a 6, Dale.
Okay, so 6 times 5.
Yes.
Or 6 times 50, sorry.
And let's see.
And then George can roll for his birthday.
How much do I roll?
You roll 1d10.
Okay.
Or as Davey might say, roll all the dice.
Is it /R and then
Space 1d10.
1d100.
Oh,
I got an 8.
nice.
Nice.
Okay.
It's gonna be a nice chunk.
All right. So from the first roll, that was 1,800. The second roll, that's 2,400 for a total of 4,200 added
Nice.
to what we've got. And that is going to give us a total of 7,105 in the bank.
Nice. Whose turn is it?
Shelly's turn.
Shelly's turn. Okay.
Okay, so we now need to go to RP votes. Starting with Davey.
Ooh.
I am going with Hyperion for sacrificing himself on the ship.
Okay. Brittany.
Red Arsenal for the bullseye.
All right. George.
I'm gonna go with Red Arsenal because he's the one being the most effective.
Okay.
Broke my hand.
Dale.
Let's see here. I'm gonna actually go with Pulsar with everything he's been trying to do, and he did successfully get to punch Tyrex in the mouth at least
Yeah.
once. So
Yeah,
he accomplished his goal.
Okay.
I punched him 4 times. No, 5 times, and then I broke my hand.
Yeah.
Shelly.
I am going to go with Xenofreeze because putting up the defenses was quite brilliant.
Okay.
And the slick. And then doing the slick. I like the slick.
And Derek.
You're muted.
I don't know. If I vote for myself, then I'm tied for.
Yeah, you can't
Karma.
vote for yourself, but
you can't vote for yourself.
Right.
No, I would
comment.
be inclined to say Dale for the sacrifice.
okay. So that puts
Hyperion.
I believe that puts Davey and Dale at a tie, correct?
It does.
Yep.
Mhm.
Roll off.
Just
Roll all the
1d10?
dice,
Just
Davey.
roll 1d10.
I've heard you guys didn't vote for me on my birthday.
Aw.
It's not your birthday. It's in 4 days.
You should.
I think I won that one. 7 versus 1.
Okay.
Am I
my.
doing something wrong? Am I doing like in Star Wars? I'm just like 1-6 or something.
Rolling 1D.
Yeah.
He's like, I typed 1D1. You did it again.
Wow. Good thing you're rolling like this after game.
Wow.
Oh.
Okay. Well, okay.
Okay. Well, there we
It's
go.
not broke.
So how much extra is that then?
What's that? Oh, that's extra 200 for you.
Okay, and that is
Personal.
going to go into the group bank. I'm just putting it all in there. Boom.
Yeah, because we don't want to lose it.
That
Right.
too.
Okay, so so thank you guys all for hanging out with us, tuning in while we play, and of course anybody who watches during the replay. And our next game coming up next week on the 5th is going to be Cyberpunk at 7
Let's go.
p.m.
Yes.
Pacific Standard or Mountain Standard Time. So,
Cyber.
so thank you, and you guys enjoy your night. Good night, guys.
Bye.